Top of the morning to you, lads. Today we have a fine episode of the SoKast, and today I'm here with a bunch of mentally ill motherfuckers. So let's introduce them one by one. First off, we have Mr. Lucky Charms Kamatsubu.
I'm gonna be swimming in me money bin.
Yee. Next up, we have Mr. Nomad 510.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yee. We also have Mr. Freddy Fazfuck.
That is the worst accent I've ever heard.
I can't do it anymore. I can't.
And also, 8 minutes makes a whole hell of a difference. I swear.
Yeah. And we have the very patriotic Ghost Dragon.
I am sick and tired of hearing about Shamrock shakes. Let's move on.
Let's talk about Shamrock shakes after the shit. Anyways, back to the thing. We have Moogle.
You stole my fucking Lucky Charms, you piece of shit.
Yep. If you didn't tell, it's St. Patrick's Day. And of course, the leprechaun of the group, the leprechaun back to the hood aficionado, Fred Fox.
If you can't wear green today, maybe just smoke some.
Nah, yeah, I'll pinch you if you don't. Get pinched.
Well, thank you, Lupo, for the wonderful North Dakota accent. That was great. Oh, hey,
Same
don't
thing.
ya know, from North Dakota. So shout out to the North Dakotaans, Dakotites, Dakotans.
Werewolf Haggett, eh?
Ooh.
So yeah, I want to welcome everybody to the 73rd edition of the Sons of Kojima pod, the Saints of Kojima. So full disclosure, you know, we're sitting here, we're trying to think of a name for this episode, and we're throwing around all these like St. Patrick's puns. And admittedly, we were very terrible at that, and we settled on Saints of Kojima. So if somebody can like think of something even better, then
I got one.
like a little impromptu thing, you know, like if you could think of a better one, we'll use it on YouTube.
I got a better one. I actually
No,
thought
I
of it
swear to
while I was
God, if
doing
it's
the intro.
Shamrock Shake, I'm gonna fucking murder
It's
you.
Shamrock Shake, registered trademark. We got to be up close that we're being sponsored by McDonald's for the Shamrock Shake, and I feel like an episode titled Shamrock Shake would be perfectly acceptable.
Enough with the Shamrock shake. I'm
Nah,
not
listen,
ordering a
the
ticket. I'm flying to California and I'm whooping your ass with the Shamrock shake.
Damn, that is very violent. I think that the Shamrock Shake is a very delicious exclusive item at McDonald's, only for a limited time at your participating McDonald's. It's fantastic. It's minty, it's cool, it's refreshing, it's muy bueno. Delicious.
That's not true. It's not available for a limited time because you get a Shamrock Shake every weekend.
Nah, I haven't had a Shamrock Shake since last year. So bite my nuts.
So some people in the chat.
No, that's your food to the Irishman every weekend.
Some people in the chat are asking if we're the Shamrock Sons. I see.
I still see St. Dolan's Day. I like that.
Loop O'Hole. O'Moogle. That's good. Fredo Fucks. I just made that one up myself.
You said O to everything. There you
Yeah,
go.
What about
no,
Loopy
yeah.
Charms?
Sons O Kojima.
Yeah, normal shit. Some people ask too, like if I have a new mic or something. So we got a whole new setup here. All right. I talked to my buddy Seamus, and we got set up with some new trinkets and stuff. I am streaming. They said that I sound different. He set me up with this thing called like noise, not noise. What should we call it? Banana noise gate or something. I don't know. It like makes a better noise gate so that there isn't more background noise. Yada yada. So I don't understand all the particulars, but I don't know if my voice sounds different. It's just because there's a noise gate and I believe some compression or something. I don't know. But I am
those
streaming.
gummy bears.
I'm back to the streaming extraordinaire. Mr. Bagel has served us oh so well, but now that I realized that my internet is back, we can sort of share the load there. That sounds terrible.
Oh.
We can we can share the
cum.
responsibilities. No.
Shut up. man.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. Is there anything that we need to talk about today off the top? We got our everything settled. We got our copyright stuff all sorted out. So the channel's back. If you've seen, there was like 5 videos that went live this week. So sorry if we, sort of gave your feed a little bit extra attention this week. We just had to catch up with stuff. And that's about it, man. Doing good. You guys doing good?
Yep.
Yeah, doing awesome.
All right.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead, Lupo.
Oh, I just want to say I'm real good because I have a Shamrock Shake in my side.
I'm gonna
Delicious.
punch you one day.
This is the new
so
meme.
your pre-stream shake run has been a success.
Yeah, absolutely. I got it in only like 5 minutes. I got the shit. I got the mint, the Shamrock Shake, delicious.
I've
Good.
never had a Shamrock Shake, and I believe if they're mint, then I made a good decision.
Oh no, they're cool and refreshing and
They're cool.
tasty.
They're cool.
Fuck that shit.
They're very cold.
Oh, they're very cold.
It's a shake.
Oh.
They're shake.
Well, I believe
Yeah, we all know that Loophole loves his Irish cream.
You're goddamn right I do. I suck that shake like no one else's business. I suck the shit out.
Yeah, you suck a lot of things, but we won't get into that.
There's whipped cream on it too, and a
In
cherry.
5 minutes or less.
Yes. Absolutely right. There's whipped cream on it, the white stuff. I love the white stuff on top. Everything is delish.
I'm pretty sure everybody's heard the snoring video by now, so they all know you love the white stuff.
What?
including the anime girls.
No. That is not true.
Was that enough to make you come in your pants, Loopy?
No, there's no proof of it.
Loopy, please.
Loopy,
had-
sniff, please.
I'd tell you straight up, if I had sticky pants, I'd tell you. I don't.
I don't want you to tell me that
Well,
necessarily.
that's gonna get
but
fucking
okay.
quoted.
Nah.
Well, you
All
weren't
right.
told if you have sticky pants, Loophole, because you have them every day, so.
Great.
That's true.
Let me know.
His pants aren't sticky because of those underpowered nuts.
Thank God. Thank God that we're here with the clean set of britches. We're here with the new Google Doc. And before we get too far off, let's begin. All right, these people give us a nice Google Doc every week. So let's see what we've got here. Let's look at some current events. Let's look at some viewer submitted stuff, and let's figure out what we've got here. Well, this is a pretty timely topic. UFC 2, something that's near and dear to my heart. The grand sport of mixed martial arts. Mr. Phil is taking his first whippings in UFC 2 pretty poorly. I have to admit, I watched some of the single player stuff. I was kind of bored by it. He was sort of coasting through, getting easy takedowns, just sort of spamming takedowns and submissions. And I heard today that he got pretty fucked up in online, and I'm very upset that I was not here to partake in both serving him an ass whipping online, nor viewing the ass whipping online. What can you fine gentlemen tell me about the whipping?
I've never actually seen it myself, so I couldn't really add anything to this whole thing.
I caught a couple matches because I heard he was playing online. I know I seen the one where he used Bruce Lee, and that was just fucking disgraceful how fast he got put down. The match after that was really boring, and there was one match where it was a mirror match, and I'm not even sure how he won that one because he was getting beat through most of it, but somehow the decision went in his favor. So I'm not even really sure how that worked out for him, but it's even playing online, it's just not exciting to watch him play it.
I'm gonna say it time and again. It's not a game that you can watch. It's fun to play, but as far as watching it, it's boring as shit.
Right. I would agree. I mean, I haven't had enough time with the game to give it a full-on verdict, but hearing that Phil was sort of coasting through and doing the bare minimum and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, reality comes to bite him. I saw yesterday he was in career mode and he started to lose a bit. You know, he's going up against people like Carlos Condit, and after a few losses, they actually put him up with a 100 ranked Johnny Hendricks. Now, I was convinced he was going to get bludgeoned. He ended up doing his little pause menu rant that he likes to do mid-game, and he got his brains blown out. He got lit on fire by Mr. Hendricks. It was fantastic. He doesn't really know much about MMA. You know, he called Mirko Krokop Vladimir Krokop. He doesn't really know much about the different positions, techniques. It's really weird to see him go through the game the way he is. Quick takedown, mash submission, try to play the mini game. Because like really what it seems like is that his time with the game is playing the little mini game where you're, trying to cinch up a submission.
He's playing Telltale's UFC 2.
Oh god. That'd be fucking. Ugh. I don't know. That'd be a mess.
Oh yeah.
UFC with a storyline.
So I think that I mean, what can I say? It's something to see, and like I said, was disappointed that there wasn't more online. I don't know. Do you guys know what his plans are for online? I was a little bit late to get home today and stuff like that, so I'm not completely up to date on what's going on with UFC in particular.
I know he's playing Twilight Princess tonight off stream. I don't know what he's doing the rest of the week, so I don't even know if he plans on going back to UFC.
Wait, he's playing Twilight Princess off stream?
Yeah.
Probably for grinding.
Oh. What, grinding for what?
What the fuck are you
Actually,
grinding for in
I don't
Twilight
know.
Princess?
I don't fucking know. That's the only time he ever does it. If he's offline playing games for grinding, that's literally any time I ever hear him play games offline. That's the only reason.
I don't understand. There's nothing you can possibly do in grinding that. Rupees are easy as hell to get in that game.
And especially
Makes
with
no
the
sense to
HD
me.
remaster, they up the wallet sizes, so it's not like.
I don't. Dude, he has to fucking grind in everything. It's.
I don't know. That was just my guess. I don't watch it. I don't like Zelda, so I don't fucking know. But that was my first guess. If he's for whatever reason, I don't know. I guess he could grind for. He's not grinding. He's just getting shit views, so he's not streaming. Wow. That's from Eddie, so that's a reliable source. If that's true, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Eddie's the official fact checker of the SoKast. We always appreciate having Eddie around for his unique insight. Yes, comment.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for my 2 cents, do you think that he's trying to play it like he would a WWE game or so? Maybe that's why he's doing so terrible. Yeah.
Actually, what it kind of came off to me is it looks like he approaches all fighting games like they're Street Fighter. Like when he was using Bruce Lee, he was using mostly kicks, and it's like that's not what Bruce Lee was known for.
Did he at any point say can't block or
Yes.
online combos?
Oh, so he's playing it like Street Fighter then.
He didn't say I didn't hear him say anything about online combos in the couple matches I watched, but he did say can't block.
He thinks he can throw a fireball in fucking UFC, probably.
But like
Yeah,
he
you
bitch
know.
about like, oh, a kick beats a jab. What the hell is that? And shit like just the same shit you hear in a Street Fighter match when he plays.
Garbage. Complete garbage.
Well, I kind of thought like when you mentioned like him just spamming the takedowns and everything, it kind of felt like he's trying to play it like he would WWE 2K16.
Oh god, that's just I don't know. He pisses a lot of people off with that whole wrestling shit. Just I can't fucking. He always tends to cash in on the fads too. You know, like with all the game releases, like sports games and shit. I don't know why he doesn't. I mean, it just does not fit him. I don't even know why people even stream sports games in the first place. I don't think those games would be fun to watch at all. Fun to play, sure, but to watch.
I don't know. My brother tends to watch people that do that. I don't know what sort of enjoyment he gets out of it because it seems boring as fuck, and that sort of thing that would put me to sleep almost instantly. So
It falls under the same line of like any game that he plays. It's not what I would say a fun game to watch. There's just certain games that have that factor of being fun to watch, just because there's always stuff going on. But in sports games, there's never anything really going on. I mean, sure, there's like people running around and making passes and stuff, but it's just like I don't know. I can't explain it. Just something with sports games to me is not fun to watch.
yeah, exactly. But then again, going back to the fact that my brother finds people streaming them entertaining. It's the same guy that plays Call of Duty, so I mean, his opinion is not of the brightest. So, God brother is what I call him.
Don't make fun of my other son. All right? You guys are equal.
Definitely not. He is much more faggot.
You guys are equally grounded.
Nah.
So yeah, something interesting pointed out by the Gugada. Pasilatoro. Since Phil rage quit in UFC 2, he can no longer use the defense that he hasn't rage quit a fighting game, even after he cheated the game in doing so.
Wait, he actually rage quit it?
He did rage quit. Well, I mean, the match happened. He lost the match, and then he stopped and went to the menu. And now I don't know if that avoided the loss being registered. I believe that was the goal. I mean, he just sort of did the whole "fuck this, not fair" kind of dealy. And that's at least from what I saw in the single player, in the career mode, that he essentially quit a match before the result was registered. I don't know if that helped him in some way, but he did. He definitely did. He backed out of a match against the AI before the result screen was shown. So,
to his credit, he didn't rage quit any of the online matches.
No. I don't understand. He just doesn't want to adapt. It goes for any game. He's fucking view quit and rage quit. It's just, honestly, he's putting it upon himself. Like, he's getting bored of these games because he's trying to do the same thing over and over again. And it's just like, games punish you for that shit. He just doesn't seem to realize that. He's oblivious to a lot of things. But, I mean, that's all been said before. I'm not going to really say anymore.
all right. Let's see what we got here. Let me scan through the doc a little bit and see if I can find things current before we get into like the whole, grand scheme of thing type of questions. Let's see. That's a good one. We'll keep that one for just a second here. Anything else on UFC before we get out of that line of consciousness? Okay.
Like this Phil topic.
You like what?
I like the next Phil topic from TikTok.
Why don't you go ahead there, Lupo?
Aw, wonder fun.
Top of the morning to you.
All right. With the Dark Souls 3 around the corner in a few weeks, and Sebastian, I'm guessing Sebastopol Queen, claimed to stop making videos, who do you think want to take up the task of This Is How You Don't Play Dark Souls 3 from Tick? Well, let me tell you something. I don't want
You forgot the last word. Well, you're supposed to add another word after. Let me tell you something.
I don't know if that's a good
Shitter.
idea.
Partner, yeah.
Nah, let me tell you something. I'm not going to say that either. Let me tell
Come
you
on,
something.
Mr. T.
I'm going. Nah, I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna tell you
Mr. L.
something, Mr. S, Mr. Sebastopol. I don't think his videos are very good. So
Oh,
I don't care
shit.
what he does. I think that
Wow.
I'm sorry, that's me. If that
Wow.
upsets people, aim it at me. But here's what I'm saying. I want somebody who could take the fails of Dark Souls and make it entertaining. I want something where there's no fluff. I like ones with no filler I think that anybody who's been proven to actually do what it was intended to do, just to show the fails and not any other bullshit. I want someone who is also not only just good at editing, but is also an entertainer and knows comedic timing. Chaff Grenade is one of the very best. One of the
gold
very
standard,
best.
absolutely.
He is fantastic at them. Chaff should get an award.
Now, before we get fiery hell rained down on us, as is tend to happen sometimes with comments like that, I will say for my part, I don't dislike Sebastopol. Is this how you don't play? I took issue with literally one because somebody was like, "Oh, you guys like to shit on him." Me personally, I took issue with just one, and I said one. Which was Kingdom Hearts 2, which was admittedly a game that I wasn't, entirely interested in to begin with, but it just dragged and, it was way too long. And I guess his, This How You Don't Plays are more tailored towards the hardcore fan of the game who knows every little nuance of what Phil didn't understand about the plot and didn't do completely right with every maneuver and stuff like that. It's very, 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 very specific, right? So that's what I didn't enjoy, that it felt very long and that there were way too many details for it to be riffable. Now, the reason why we did it was because it was very high up on the viewer voted, nominated, whatever, Let's Endure list. So we did that one sort of out of a sense of obligation, and I just personally didn't enjoy it. Now, his other ones we did enjoy. The Dark Souls we thought was good. Long, though. He has very long This Is How You Don't Plays. So just want to make that clarification. In terms of me, I just think This Is How You Don't Plays are a little bit long. You can make your own,
Of course.
judgments on the quality of it. But I have to agree. Chaff Grenade, the absolute gold standard, and This Is How You Don't Play. Fantastic. Obviously, Mr. AJ, the person who set the standard, right?
Yep.
But Mr. Chaff has very much taken up the reins, and very much look forward to Chaff. I mean, Chaff also made Liberty City Stories, which was one of the most fun that we've done in quite some time. Metal Gear 4, just God of War, just all these awesome ones. Uncharted, the classics.
Yep. Absolutely. And he's doing Ratchet and Clank, which is tonight.
Wow, look at the plug there.
Boy.
Ooh.
I'm plugging today.
I'm very excited for that one.
Right. Oh, I am extremely excited. I am beyond excited.
Oh, I hope it's 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Well, actually, it's not because Phil recorded at 720p 30 FPS with this camera, but the game itself is 60 FPS, and that's why it's automatically better than the new bullshit. But
All
we'll
right.
get into that later. We'll get into that later.
So
You're gonna lose that bet regardless.
Just want to
No.
make sure I clarify that before we have a false narrative set that we hate the guy. Shout out to Sebastopol, and hope he's doing well. If you do make it This How You Don't Play again, maybe consider toning it down just a little bit on the length of it. But if that's what you're going for, who are we to say? But yeah, that's my perspective. But yeah, Chaff Grenade is very good.
I didn't want to sound harsh on the guy. He seems like a cool guy.
Yeah.
I just don't like his stuff, and I'm very straightforward to the point. I think Fred was very right when I said that. It seemed might have sounded a little mean. I think the guy is cool. I've seen him in comments or on Twitter, very rarely, but he seems like a cool guy. He seems cool. I'm glad people enjoy his stuff, and the Dark Souls one was good. I'll give him that. I just think that Kingdom Hearts 2 was a misstep, in my opinion.
Yes. Now, to answer the question, though, Loophole, who do you think or who do you want to take up the task of Dark Souls 3?
I think I want to say
You gonna nominate somebody, Lipple?
Yeah, they don't have to. Of
Uh-oh.
course. I mean, you'd always want someone like Chaff Grenade to do it, but I'm not gonna do that. This is a guy I haven't one in mind. This is a guy who makes lots of this I don't play. Sometimes they're a little long too, but I think he has the chops to do it. And
The chops.
you might know him around. His name is the Outsider.
Ooh.
I think he could totally do that. And I think
Shout
he can
out.
make
Shout out to
better.
the outsider with the Y.
Yeah. No, it's with the 0 for the O.
I thought there was a Y.
Yeah.
There is,
Yep.
there
Yep.
is.
But there's also a 0 for the O. I think he's made some of those in the past.
Hmm.
And I think that for someone to show off his chops, someone to do the new one, I think he's a good one.
You know who I think is vastly underrated?
Who?
That Diablo Griffin guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember him. He
Mhm.
was pretty good at that.
Big shout out to Outsider and Diablo Griffin. I believe he did. Man, what did he do that was really good? I think Vice City Stories or something like that.
He did Liberty. No, that was Chap. Never
That
mind.
was Chap,
Yeah, it
but I
was
think he
Vice
did Vice City Stories. The timing is there, very good. I'm a fan of Diablo Griffin as well. But yeah, there are a lot of people that do very good this how you don't plays. It's hard, I guess you could say that it's a bit oversaturated. Every game that Phil does essentially gets to this how you don't play. So it's hard to stand out. And there are a lot of people that I don't think get recognized for being very consistent with putting out this how you don't plays. But I can understand how it would be hard to get burned out, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, just a small little segment to thank those that the consistent guys. I see Outsider puts out this how you don't play at least once a month, so. Shout out for consistency and all those different things. We appreciate all that.
Yeah. And if I may add, these people that make these "This Is How You Don't Plays," you have a lot of respect for me personally, because after about 20 minutes of listening to Phil spew at the mouth, I'm ready to eat a bullet. So you guys are a lot tougher than I am.
I've made 3, almost made 4. And yeah, it's just part of it is having to deal with that footage again. Like the best way to approach it is by already watching the playthrough, but again, it's more grueling because you already watched the playthrough. You're rewatching, but you know what you're looking for if you already watched the playthrough. But you have to watch it again.
Yeah. Well, so you watch it first. You watch it the whole time through first, and then you just look for certain stuff.
That's what I believe is the easiest way to do it, is to already watch watch the playthrough, know specific things that you're looking for, and then with that knowledge that there are things to look for, then start to chop things up, because you know the flow of the game, you know what you're looking for. You don't have to literally just watch the entire playthrough and
I guess that's fair, but the way I like to do it is I don't watch the shit at first. I just watch it through Vegas, and if there's something good, cut it out, and then so on and so on. That's how I do it. There's always different kinds of ways, but that's another good way. It's all personal preference, I guess.
Well, I think with mine, that's how I decide how to do one. Like if that's how one, like if I watch it, I'm like, okay, this I should do one for. Like Hotline Miami, it was like a no-brainer. I was watching Hotline Miami, and I said, dude, this needs one. I'll do it. And yeah, so Five Nights at Freddy's was another one like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. That's me. And for me, I just think that that's the best, because if you're going into it without knowing anything that's going on, you literally have to watch the whole thing like from start to finish and then start to chop it up. So I don't know. This is how you don't play tips. Maybe we'll get Chaff again. Maybe so we'll get some this how you don't play people on, and we'll get some pro tips.
Yeah.
Because you always got to have the new generations to come. I mean, we don't know how long Phil has to go, but you got to always ensure prosperity for future generations, right, Luke?
Yeah, and that's why I want someone sort of new to do something as big of a task as Dark Souls 3.
Mm,
So,
that
yeah,
is going to be something.
I like that question.
Very good.
All right.
The thing about the long "This Is How You Don't" plays though is that I remember when I came into uh when I first found Phil, like those long ones, they would be good for like background noise or if I was just traveling or something like that. But when you get down to it, when you're just sitting down and watching one, you want one that trims all the fat, and that's pretty much what Chef does. I mean, if you remember it back at MGS3 during like Phil fighting the end and everything, I mean, just imagine that as like a 3 or 4 hour "This Is How You Don't" play, and that's how
Ugh.
most of the long ones come off, like the Dark Souls ones.
Yeah. So
It gets kind of old just watching Phil do the same thing over and over for like an hour.
I agree. And that's why giving Chaff a lot of love for this stuff.
Mm.
Very good.
So, speaking of montages and stuff like that, let's talk about Phil and his advice to those that want to see the montages continue. I will go ahead and I will place this on screen because I can't not put this on screen. Here is a post from Sunda, and this, ladies and gentlemen, oh boy, strap in. So, if you don't know, Phil has canceled Hits of the Week on KO Gaming, a montage, which, if you remember his three-prong plan, this was going to be something that would drive viewership, a whole new subscriber base, yada, yada, yada. And what we have here, if you don't mind me reading, I'll just take a few minutes to sort of read this. Hits of the Week takes 6 to 8 hours, yes, really, to put together. After doing it for a month straight and putting in both Thursday and Friday nights into them for 4 weeks, views had dwindled into almost nothing. 3,000 views on the last video within a week of producing it. Even the one I did for Street Fighter V, a hot new game, barely topped 4,000 views. Compare that with vlogging, which takes less time and has really taken off this year, or views, which in my opinion, are far more useful, take more thought, less time to produce, and I'd like to make them on a far more regular basis because previously they weren't consistent. Both of these have performed far better than Hits of the Week. Combine all of that with the fact that the month of March has 3 Friday releases, meaning I wouldn't have time to do Hits of the Week anyway. Performance speaks volumes. People are far more interested in vlogging, reviews, and gameplay than Hits of the Week, and considering it takes longer than anything else right now to produce, it's the last thing on my mind. Not making Hits of the Week right now is in direct response to what my viewers want based on what they're watching. It's Business 101. If anything, what this has shown me is that all those people screaming for edited, abridged content were full of shit. They weren't looking for that at all. They just wanted to bitch that I was somehow doing it wrong, but they weren't going to watch regardless. It's trolling at its finest. And if you actually take a look at those complaining most about Hits of the Week not happening, it's them. They want me to waste my time on something that nobody's watching because they want to see my business fail. Fuck that. I'm not an idiot. However, for some upcoming major releases, I may still do montages. Maybe best KOs in Pokken Tournament, or best moments of Quantum Break, or most rage-filled deaths in Dark Souls 3. The potential is there, but I'm not going to put the massive time it takes when people are telling me they want other stuff more with their viewership.
Wow. He is an asshole. But that's
No,
not really surprised.
He is an idiot because, nobody said to stop him. He's going like, oh, people are telling me to do this. Nobody told him anything.
So let me get this straight, all right? So it takes 6 to 8 hours for Hits of the Week every week, if I'm correct on this. So it takes 6 to 8 hours to put fucking text on the screen? Because that's literally what I seen when I watched one of those videos.
It does not take 6 to
And
8 hours. He's out of his mind.
Dude, he's slapping together clips that aren't even, like, remotely funny. Then again, that goes for any of his fucking playthroughs in general. But this just seems like a big fucking cash grab for him. It doesn't matter whether he's trying to make it out not to be or not, but that's what it seems to be. He's just trying to milk out views. And I don't. And for the record, I don't think I've seen anyone complain about the saying that that they wanted or they didn't want hits of the week or whatever, or saying that they wanted it. He wanted to do it himself, so he can stop fucking lying anytime soon now. That would be great. Thanks in advance.
Also, edited content is a fad. I mean, try saying that to all the people on YouTube who do edited content and are successful at it.
Well, and the thing of it is, too, is people, when they were saying they wanted him to edit his content, they want him to edit out the 1 hour of him doing the same fucking thing and failing, not these really condensed montages. He just takes things, like, he hears these things and then he interprets it how he should do it in a completely different way. And then when it doesn't take off, because his other issue is if he wants instant gratification for anything he puts on YouTube. So if he doesn't have 5,000 views in 24 hours, it's a failure. And he doesn't want to put the time into nurturing the KO Gaming channel and trying to make it grow. And as we can see from the subscriber numbers, that channel is basically stalled. But it boils down to laziness and just being stupid is how is my takeaway from it.
I just love that, and we've said this before, that he lives his life based on how am I going to counteract those fucking haters? What can I do to make their lives harder for what their goals are, right? That's sort of how he views the world. He thinks that we're trying to drag him down, and he's gonna skate away and juke and jive and all that stuff. Here's the thing, all right? This really sums up his attitude towards this. He thinks that the only people who are telling him to edit his stuff, which have been his fans for years, consistently his fans would tell him, look, Phil, you put out this raw stuff, that's great. We need edited stuff. Chop it down. Don't put out all this shit. Chop it down. And years later, when his business is ready to fucking, renegotiation, less money, all that stuff, when it's about to hit the pocketbook, every single time, when it's about to hit his pocketbook, boom, now let's do something, right? This was the situation. The money is about to dry up. We need to make a change. Let's actually listen to those idiots and let's start to do some edited content. And a month later, he realizes that it doesn't work. And he then decides that all those fans over the years were detractors in disguise, were people that just wanted his business to fail. This was what he proclaimed was going to save his business. He did his 3-pronged plan and said, edited content, it's going to be a fresh start. It's going to be more mainstream like the other reviewers and gameplay content producers. They do those, and now I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon with them, and this is really going to turn my business around, yada, yada, yada. And within a month, it's all conspiracy now. An idea that he had himself, he claims, is one that he was just following orders from the haters, and they want him to waste his time. That's the best part.
He's playing victim for no reason.
The best part is the notion that they want him to waste his time. The people that have been asking him, that to me is the line that really slaps all of those long-term fans in the face the hardest, that they want him to waste his time. It's a waste of time for me to listen to you edit the shit. It's a waste of time. Don't fucking bother me with that shit. I know what I'm doing, and I'm not an idiot.
It's pretty much how he's pretty much. It's pretty ironic how he's reverting back to his old self from like 2011 to 2012, where his fans were constantly telling him to use like direct capture, and he pretty much said "fuck you" to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him today.
Yeah.
Now it's with editing.
I mean, if he had his way, he would go back to the fucking camera and just press stop and start on the camera and get his parts like that.
Ugh.
He acts like such an asshole about it too. That's the worst part.
The asshole thing's not an act.
Well,
But-
I know. I know.
it-
Gone. Understatement of the century, I guess.
It's easy. All you'd have to do is just condense his raw gameplay into 2 or 3 30-minute videos and release them every other day. It's not that difficult.
It's 6 to 8 hours to edit a video. Yeah, I don't understand that. It's just like, what, a fucking 20-minute video of him slapping unfunny clips together with text? Oh, it's just like his reviews, following the same formula.
Yeah.
Funny, huh?
Well, and like the Street Fighter montage, he puts out, like, his Street Fighter videos are usually what, like one fucking match when he puts them out on his gaming channel. So if somebody sits there and watches all those matches, why would they then go to his other channel to watch a montage of the same fucking matches they just watched?
Right.
You know, I mean, he just has no comprehension as to how to maximize his returns in this. I mean, as much as his returns can possibly be, but it just, like, he's going about this whole thing
Completely wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go on a whim and actually say Jim is right. The whole montage thing is a fucking stupid idea, and I don't think anybody should be doing that, unless it's like, you know, done really well and shit like that. Sometimes I feel like every montage I see is just like this thing of shit that people have already seen before, and it's just, it makes no sense to me. And it's just some way to, like, I don't know, build their fucking ego or some stupid shit like that. I don't know. These montages really make no sense to me at all. I don't understand why people do it in general.
It's more like you just completely missed the point of what, you know, the whole montage thing is supposed to be. I mean, he could even, like, not even bother streaming online or anything. He could do the entire playthrough offline, make it this is how you don't play out of it, and just upload, like, just one video of it, and he'd probably get a ton of views like that. Just because it'd be fresh and new and nobody would have seen it.
Okay, I gotta agree with what Eddie just put in the chat too. If Phil was really smart, and I think eventually he is going to start leaning more towards them, but the vlogs seems to be, out of all the things he puts out, the vlogs seem to be the most lucrative for him at this current moment. And if that ever clicks, I think he is going to start focusing more and more on them. He does seem to be focusing more on them now than he ever has, but that's where I think, and I hate to say it, but I think that's where what would save him if he does it right and actually gives informed opinions and does the research instead of just, like, catching a headline and making a 20-minute fucking rant out of it. But
this is Phil we're talking about.
Exactly.
He's not gonna do any of those things. He's just gonna keep doing them little by little, and then I guess, well, they're not gonna really get anywhere if that's the case.
But I mean,
So-
the vlog.
Go on. I'll let you go first.
The vlogs are right up his alley though, because he doesn't like to do any, like, actual effort or he doesn't want to put any effort into his videos. So all he has to do is plop his fat ass on the couch and talk to his camera for a half hour, cut out 10
Pretty
minutes
much.
of dead air, and make a video.
But this begs the question, and this goes for anyone that's probably thinking the same thing. What's the point of making the new channel then? Because all he's doing is the shit that he's done before. And as I've said before, even before he made the channel, he's making a new channel to do the same exact fucking thing he's been doing for, like, the past while.
Mm-hmm.
Literally nothing different came out of that channel at all. So, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, pretty much all his videos are just what he was doing on his main channel for, or not main channel, but the vlog channel, the Hateful Truth and stuff. I don't understand why it needed to be rebooted. It was never a dead series to begin with.
And I mean, it's pretty much a way. Like, you got to think about it this way. You know, if he is abandoning this channel, and he's not going to be, you know, putting full weight behind it, it's a waste of time. Then, you know, I mean, fuck it. If he's trying to say, well, I mean, KO Gaming is a waste and hasn't taken off like I want to, and I'm not willing to, you know, sort of go for the long haul here. I mean, he's clearly demonstrated he's not, you know, he's not about maturing something, investing into something. Then, you know, it's a waste. It's a waste to put the reviews there. He should just put them on DSP Gaming or the vlogging channel. And KO Gaming is going to be a failed experiment. I mean, hits of the week, the last one he did was February 5th, more than a month ago. He just hasn't done them. Everything else on the channel so far, he did best of week 1 finishes, which is 7 minutes. He did a mini review, Hateful Truth. I mean, really, this channel is a Hateful Truth video now, channel now. Everything here. I mean, Hitman review, Far Cry Primal, Plants vs. Zombies, Michonne, Street Fighter V review, which is a bit unfair to review something that quickly without it, you know, being completed in terms of content. Firewatch, Unravel, Naruto, Yakuza 5, everything is just like reviews. So it's like he's throwing those away, you know?
And actually, if he was smart about it, since KO is a managed partner channel, he should just vlog on it and abandon the King of Hate Vlogs channel since it's not a managed partner. But, I mean, this was... I know what his plan was with the whole KO Gaming thing, but at the same time, what he's doing is he's just anybody that's going to watch this stuff, having those 3 channels, he's just oversaturating them. And the people, I mean, not a lot of people have like 4 hours a day to kill watching YouTube videos, so they're not going to be able to view all this shit that he puts out. And I don't know, it's been a fucking train wreck from the get-go, and I think... if he really, like I said, if he really wanted to be smart about it, he should just start vlogging on the KO Gaming channel if he wants it to take off. I shouldn't give him ideas, though.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I don't even understand the point of the channel. Just, I mean, this is filler talking about. Anything he does nowadays is fucking pointless.
If I had to
That's
make
where
a
I'm
theory,
starting to. That's how I'm starting to see it now.
if I had to make a theory, I would say that if Phil's business crumbles this year, he's going to move away from video games and just go to vlogging. He's going to become a reply girl on YouTube, basically.
I can see that. I can 100% see that.
As long as he doesn't bust out the cleavage.
Oh,
Well,
please, why? Fuck you.
You know, you're right though. It's like, I don't know, man. It's funny. We were watching another YouTuber show off like his gaming collection last night, and that sort of hit me. Like, Phil doesn't have like a gaming collection. He gets rid of the shit like pretty quickly. Phil doesn't really like take pride or have any like sentimental feelings towards gaming. It seems like he just sells everything. He doesn't have a bunch of like old cartridges laying around and stuff, and he really only just focused on Street Fighter for a large part of his life. So I don't know, man. I think it's fair to say like he doesn't really enjoy gaming to the same extent that he might have before, and I can definitely see him giving it up. It just sort of seems like this is his job now. He clocks in, he clocks out. And I could definitely see him focusing on vlog style videos and stuff like that, you know?
And even the games, you know, it's funny you mention that because, like, even the games where he claims he's enjoying them and having fun playing, like, that never comes across in the videos that he puts out. Like, it never once have I gotten a genuine feeling that, yeah, he's actually enjoying playing that game.
Right. It's always, I need to get through this game.
Yeah.
This is a task that I have to get through. This is a job, yeah. That sort of cycles in with, I mean, we might have mentioned this last week, but I think this deserves at least some mention. February was the worst month that he's had on YouTube. If you look at his statistics, and I may put these on screen, actually, it might be a good idea. Let me grab this real quick. Scroll blade. So let's look at this real quick. It's loading up for me. Social Blade's taking a little while for some reason. Yeah, man.
And like half of his video, or most of his videos, barely even claimed over 1,000. At least from the last time I've seen.
So here's his Social Blade. We're gonna scroll down to the graphs are blank. Thanks, Social Blade. Thanks, Social Blade. The graphs are blank. What the hell kind of shit?
What?
Is that? There they go. Okay, so if you guys can see this here, let's chart this out. So here was the dip in August. Before that, he was routinely doing, if we look at this sort of chart, we've got, let's start in January. We've got 3.4 million, 2.79 million, 3 million, 3.26 million, 325, 284, 323. After the dip, he then resumes at 2.73. This is September. Now, watch what happens. We've got 2.49 in October.
He's got like a little V going there. It's like a big fucking slant.
This is the pulse of DSP gaming.
Holy crap.
Now here is November. Here is Fallout 4. This was supposed to be the channel saving whatever. But if you look, not much different from before the dip. I mean, here's summer, which he claims to be a dead month in June, 2.84. He's doing 2.88 in the biggest month since the dip. We move on to December, 2.53. January, 2.73. And finally, here's February, 2.33. Now, I would challenge you to look at any point in this graph, even at this dip. Anywhere in this graph does not reach this level, except for obviously this dip where he deleted millions of views himself. This is a problem, and this graph goes all the way back to April of 2011. So you look through here, 2.33. This is an all-time low, and this is cause for concern. Now he's going to get this check in April. So come April, when he gets the check on this one, it's not going to be pretty. And this is, again, with the lower rate, it's cause for concern.
I'm not concerned.
For him, not for us. For him, it is cause for concern. And I wanted to kind of look at this.
For us, we're going to be having a celebration.
He's going to be working the fucking corner store soon.
Oh, he will be whoring that Patreon stuff hard when he gets that check. I mean, he already is kind of leading up to that, saying how it's critical to him to continue and all that shit. But I mean, when he gets that check, or it sinks in the kind of money he's going to have for February, it's going to be bad.
He's gonna be on his knees on camera begging for people to donate.
He's already bitching about his taxes. I can imagine that he's gonna be bitching about that check.
He's probably gonna be like, "What? These numbers are so low? This is obviously wrong. Machinima must have done something wrong to give me even less money. What the fuck, man?"
It's his fault for bringing, going back with Machinima. So,
who's gonna take him?
No one. Not that I know, at least.
Yep. So, let's take this opportunity real quick. Let's add in two people. Oh, Shadden's here. Wow, good timing,
Hey
Shadden.
guys!
What is
I'm
up?
so
Sorry, I got stuck in traffic. Brisbane sucks. How is everyone?
We're
Good on,
doing
Shadden.
good. We're watching some Remember Me footage, and we are talking about Phil having his worst month ever on YouTube for February. 2.3
Wow.
million views.
does it show? It shows.
He's going a fucking
looks-
V-neck in his graph.
that's really funny but mean. He looks depressed as anything lately. This was my point a little while ago. He doesn't, like, even during Street Fighter matches, he doesn't even try to go, come on, I was blocking that. He just sounds like a man on the edge. I'm a little worried.
So you're
Like-
saying that he's looking at the knife?
Stop
I
it.
don't.
Just stop.
I
Stop
just-
while
it's
you're
time
ahead.
to stop. I see.
But I'm
you've
not
played
ahead.
Spoony before.
He does look a little down in the dumps. I feel like, I mean, you look at when Phil tells it. Now you can't really pull everything from this, but the way that he tells it, it just kind of sounds like, you know, he's so thoughtful of these things, and I'm so you know, I'm so worried about everything. I'm so I think about this all the time, and this weighs heavily on me, and yada yada yada. To listen to him tell it, he's very aware, very conscious, very thoughtful about these things. And if this is the case, I can't blame him or fault him for being genuinely worried about his future of getting by doing the very bare minimum, not doing much, and just sort of letting it fly, you know?
You think he's at red alert yet, though? Because, like, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like he's at the stage where he's like, oh, man, I'm going to have to order off the dollar menu. He's not at the phase where he's like, man, I don't know if I can pay for my house yet.
I don't know.
I don't think he's at that point yet.
I don't know.
Because I think he's at the stage where he's, like, lamenting the fact that he might not be able to live the lifestyle he's used to.
I think, given his personality traits that we've already seen, he seems like the kind of guy that would just put that out of his mind if it's unpleasant. Like, he's done everything else to keep reality at bay. I don't think it'd be a stretch to be very avoidant of dealing with those kinds of issues until they are absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a bad thing to do because it'll be when the bank's going, well, foreclosure's about to happen. Get the fuck out.
I don't know. To me, I am of the belief that he has a substantial amount of savings. You know, at one point he was making six figures on YouTube. Those statues didn't cost that much, and that's where the majority of his money went. He wasn't really living lavish in his condo. It might have been a little bit expensive and his taxes were high, but I do think that he has a substantial savings left over from that time where he was much more popular. And I think that maybe his savings are skewing his perception of when Red Alert is. But I've always said that he's going to make his situation seem worse than it is to the viewing public so that they can, you know, pick up the cue to give him a little bit of extra money, Patreon, yada, yada. So now that he has Patreon, he's much more willing to play possum and, you know, get these sympathy pledges.
He's the least sympathetic character I've ever seen, though. Even when he's saying thank you to people, it doesn't sound like a proper thank you.
Oh, he's
like,
quite the
oh, I'm so
character, all right.
thankful. But if everybody just gave $1, like, what the fuck are the rest of you doing? Bye.
Right. Yeah. And I just feel like if it does get to the point where he can't pay his bills, we're going to know about it far ahead of time. I mean, he already says that, and he does have a certain amount of pride. It's such a weird mixture with Phil, and it's so hard to take him at his word. And oh man, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, is he getting there, or are we looking at this the wrong way?
It's so
I think
hard to
he's
say.
getting to the point where he'll start doing like jackass stunts for views.
Jackass stunts.
He'll be a cam whore.
Yeah, it'll be like,
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah, he's
everybody,
gonna-
this is jackass.
I'll shove that
Yeah.
statue up my ass if you give me enough money.
He's gonna stick a fucking toy car up his ass, like like fucking Hot Wheels or some
If
shit.
he wants the money, he's gonna go bigger.
I think
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's all
I
good.
think if there's I think if anything can be gleaned from this, it's that he's probably not making great money like he was, but I don't think the money that he's making would put him into poverty. I think he just can't afford the lifestyle that he himself would like to live.
He believes he deserves.
Yeah, but I think he could live a comfortable, normal, like extravagant life, like
That's the thing. Can he live within his means?
right.
If he learns to live within his means, he will be okay.
Right. And I think that's just something he can't do. He just thinks he's entitled to all this shit and he can just spend
The
money
amount of
frivolously.
Yeah, the amount of times he's gone out to restaurants to eat, I think seems to overtake the amount of times he cooks an economical meal at home. Trust me, a
Right.
sick kid, couldn't work much, single mum. You just learn to live within your means. Like I have been to one movie within the last 3 years. I've never been out to a restaurant since kiddo got sick. You do what you have to do to get through.
And like I think the best example is the car. If he's struggling the way he wants people to think that he is, get rid of the BMW. Don't pay for a lease on a BMW. Go get a fucking Ford Focus.
Ford Civic or something. It just
He
1996.
doesn't put many miles on it. It's not like he needs a super premium car to get groceries once a week, to go to McDonald's. The farthest that they've gone has been Seattle, right? I mean, that's 15, 20 miles. They do not need such a high quality, dependable car if they're only going to
he
be
never
putting on so
drives,
many
though.
miles. They don't drive much.
He talks about he can't drive long distance because of his back or whatever the sort of excuse du jour is at that point. Oh, brilliance, you are so sweet. That's very kind. But I wouldn't trade lives with Phil for the life of me. He looks miserable.
Hmm.
Oh, Hondas make Civics. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
I was gonna correct you on that, but I decided to keep quiet.
I'm so sorry.
In Australia, Ford makes Civics, right? Right, Shad?
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Totally.
Wink, wink.
No one needs to fact check that. But no, I don't know. What do you think, Ghost Dragon?
I just think I don't think if he can sustain it through the year, we'll probably have a better idea. But I think right now where it stands, he's probably making enough to live like the same kind of lifestyle that a family of 3 living off of 50 grand a year could do. But I just think he doesn't want to sacrifice anything that makes him comfortable in life.
Yeah.
And that's why he can't afford to live that way.
He refuses to live within his means.
But he, I think he's going to be pushing Patreon really hard this year, harder than he did last year. And I think
He'll cry
as the
poor.
as the year drags on, it's just going to get worse and worse.
I think he's going to be hitting the gin harder than he has last year. I think.
You might even bump it up a notch. You might go to something harder than the gin.
He's gonna have to get something cheaper. Get to Everclear or something.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it is St. Patrick's Day, so
Yeah, happy St.
If
Patrick's
you want to
Day.
be realistic,
It's not
though,
here.
I mean,
We already did it.
there you go.
I'm from the
if you want to be
future.
realistic, though, I mean, like if he could live within his means, he wouldn't have gotten a house that was $1,500,000 mortgage or something.
Now, what is the actual evidence to that? Because I believe the house is valued at like $250,000.
I thought that was the condo.
No. The actual the house in Renton was valued at approximately $250,000. So I'm just wondering. I've seen people float that he has like $1 million mortgage, and I'm not. I didn't
We
know
saw
where
his
that came
mortgage for the
from.
second. He does have 2 mortgages. He's
Right.
got one for the Connecticut place, and I don't know. It's that houses are cheaper over there. Then again, your dollar is worth more. So
It might have been that people looked up the value of the house or something, and they might have come across the mortgage.
because, like I said, if the house is valued at $250,000, I don't believe it's even possible to have a mortgage of $1 million. I believe that was what was
Most
that, an
banks-
Encyclopedia Dramatica that just sort of went a little crazy with the shit?
Yeah, and most banks, I mean, I don't see a bank giving somebody that's a YouTuber as their profession a mortgage for that much.
Right. I don't think his life earnings has totaled $1 million. So I don't think he's even. I don't even think he's scheduled. Scheduled. I don't even think he's on the path to earning $1 million over his lifetime. So, yeah, I don't think so. But all right, so let's kind of move on from this. We've been sort of taking these very slowly. We do have a guest caller that we need to grab in just a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure we didn't grab two people at the same time and start to overload stuff.
I just muscled my way in. I'm sorry.
Oh, and you can barely when you can barely get 1 million views. What makes you think Phil can make $1 million?
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. If he was getting $1 per view, he'd be in good shape. But it's $1 per 1,000 in this world. So
It's funny. You see, JonTron will upload something silly. Within 3 hours, it's got about 4 million views. Do you ever think that's probably the reason Phil doesn't want to look at other YouTubers, is because it must be very depressing to go over and go, well,
I wish I was making
suck.
that money.
Yeah.
Leanna, get me another bottle of gin.
According to the Seattle Block Shopper, his house is $265,000.
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So the $1 million
That
mortgage is
is-
pretty irresponsible. I feel like we need to make sure that we stay
That's
grounded in
nothing.
reality.
I want to come to the US. Will somebody hide me in their luggage and take me back to the US?
Thomas,
Small
she's yours.
apartments
Deal
are
with it.
usually about $1 million Australian.
Mine?
Like
Okay, then I guess I had to hide her in my luggage then.
mhm.
All right, let's see here. Okay, so we got that done. We got the February month being done. We also had
Yay,
listed
prideful.
here for us Patreon support being critical for Phil to continue. At the end of the year, he will be able to evaluate whether or not he can continue. Interesting. So Phil has made the claim that at the end of this year, he'll be able to reevaluate whether he can continue or not. That's also going to coincide with a possible renegotiation. Remember, guys, December is when his contract was signed for the 1 month deal retroactive. Well, basically, in January, his 1 month deal was signed retroactive to December, and it would be extended at the end of it to be 1 calendar year. So, December or January, depending on how the contract was sorted out, but usually it's 1 year time. December to January is going to be the time where it all comes to a head. I believe personally that he's going to cruise the rest of this year to the best of his ability, really hammer down on that Patreon, really fucking hammer down on the Amazon affiliates, which he hasn't really done much on the Amazon affiliates lately, but really gonna try to pull his resources from every source as he can, maybe some more t-shirts, because we all know how successful those were, and this is gonna be make or break. This is gonna be where he decides come the end of the year if this is gonna continue or not. This might be the last year on YouTube for Phil. I can absolutely see that.
Wow.
Now, when I say that, I mean in terms of a full-time capacity. He might do some videos here or there and supplement an income with YouTube, which if he was smart, he would do. But this
I
is
don't
gonna
know.
be something. Let's see. Viewer submitted doc. Let's see what we got here. We got some gaming topics later on. What do you think about Phil insulting and banning former Just a Human from the stream chat? Submitted by Urine. I think
by
it's
Urine.
pronounced Urine. U-R-Y-N. Urine? Urine? I I don't want to be
I
insulting
don't
and call
judge,
him
man.
urine.
Urine. Okay,
Urine.
urine's
All right. Well, you're in luck because we're about to answer your question. So if you guys are not aware, Mr. Phil was now before we start, I just want to say now we're not here to say, oh, he said retard. Oh my God, we need to criticize him because he used a specific word. Let's be clear here. We're going to set a context as to why this is a negative thing for him to use this in terms of criticism, in terms of addressing something. All right. So this person was in a stream chat. Let me find this. Let me actually refer
Just while
back.
you're doing that, Purple Pie just made the best joke I've seen today. Stop taking the piss out of urine's name.
That's not bad.
I love you, Purple Pie.
That's very good. I like that. We're taking the piss out of the name of urine. All right, so let me grab this and looking through a lot of images. Da-ba-da-ba-dow. Damn it, Dragon Killer with the shit kitchen. We're influencing people to do terrible, terrible things.
You shouldn't have
He's
even
hooked-
mentioned the
he's hooked
shit kitchen.
He's hooked.
Yeah.
Like we've lost. Wait, he's beyond our reach now.
He loves him some shit kitchen.
At least he
Shit
hasn't found
kitchen?
Jack.
Yeah, the little shit kitchen.
That shit.
Hate it. Trying to look back and find this where he was calling people all sorts of negative things. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, deep-a-dee. Why is this so hard to find? Aha! Okay, so here is the image. And it looks as though. So let's see. Darkside Phil, don't let him back in. I don't care if he's your friend. He's now banning people for no fucking reason. Fuck that bipolar idiot. And this is in reference to @AnimeFan2412, also known as Just a Human Before on the forums. It
It's a
really
little uncalled for.
It's here's the thing. It's
No.
not the word, right? It's not. Oh, he used that word. It's the way that he's dealing with this, right? He loves to throw around mentally ill to
Mentally
describe people, not to just call them a slang term, right? It's not like he's using slang terms. He's using terms to directly describe people of having these things, and to which he's under the belief that they're under this, and therefore they are a lesser person because of it, right? That's the difference. It's not just so much word choice. It's the meaning and the intention behind it. If somebody just uses some slang terms that are derogatory, but they don't actually mean to affect the person or to prey upon those attributes of the person, it's different. But if somebody is specifically going after that quality, that attribute of that person in terms of to criticize them in particular, or to point out some flaw in them, or to deem them as lesser of a person, that's where it's a problem. That's where it's kind of fucked up. And he loves to throw around these mentally ill type of things. He loves to use mental illness as a way to put somebody down and to deem them as lesser, you know?
Yes, like it's a moral failing
Yes.
rather than a serious illness. And we were talking about this last night. Mental illness, especially in what would be considered Phil's main viewer base, which was probably young males about 12 or 13 to about 20, probably would be his demographic. That is probably when, if somebody does have a mental illness, it's going to first show itself. Now, we've done a lot in the modern world to try and take the stigma away from mental illness. However, it is well known that when men suffer from mental illness, they're less likely to report it and more likely to act on it. I'm not trying to be like SJW about this. I just think that mental illness, it needs to have a little light shined on it, because it's not a failing. It's an illness.
Sure.
And the way that DSP throws it at people, and then his little fans go and do the same thing. If they ever get to a situation where they feel unbelievably sad inside, it's not hard to see that they would say, well, oh God, I don't have I'm not mentally ill. That's what the detractors are.
Right.
Not talk to anybody, let it fester, and then something really, really bad that was avoidable may happen. I'm a big like champion for mental health advocacy.
No, of course.
That's not being SJW at all. Like, you're actually being very responsible by saying that it should be addressed.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say it's like, you know, people say, oh, you're sad, you're depressed, you've got this, you've got that, just get over it. You wouldn't say that to a diabetic. I mean, you wouldn't say it to someone who's just broken their leg, just, oh, you broke your leg, just get over it.
Right.
It's an illness, the same as... Yeah.
It's like preying upon somebody for... Like, again, it's to tell somebody off in a way that's much deeper than, oh, you're an idiot, right? If you were to do that, somebody could just sort of click off and be like, whatever. But when you prey upon people for legitimate struggles that they have, it's a bit more of a problem. Now, here's Mr. Phil again, dealing with criticism like a champion here. Somebody asks, you ever worry that your racism and homophobia will prevent you from finding work in the future? Phil says, you ever wonder what the cause of your retardation is? Probably inbreeding. Then, you know, we have a long exchange with other people sort of, you know, seeing this. And again, here's the thing, all right? Now, for him to say, oh, retardation, not a big deal, right? I mean, if you're going to use it in the slang term, it's whatever. But this is him responding to criticism of, hey, do you think that these words that you say will be a problem for you? Well, let me add fuel to the fire and call you a retard on top of that. Like, you know, do you think that the racist and homophobic things you say will have a stigma against you, will harm you in some sort of way? Well, no, let's add the cherry on top by calling someone a retard too. And again, it's not word choice, it's the intention. It's where he's going with it. And in this case, he refuses to see how his words carry weight to them and how it affects other people and himself. That's the main thing.
I've always gotten the impression that he calls people mentally ill because he thinks that a normally functioning person would like him. But that's the thing with his attitude. I mean, it seems more like mentally ill people would actually like him than the normal functioning people.
But it's also something that people can't control. I am getting a bit SJW, I'm sorry. Do you mind if I just quickly, if anybody, because I'm quite happy to do this. I'm quite happy to admit I have mental health issues. I am not ashamed. I am responsible for them when I take medication. If there's any problems, I get it seen to. If anybody is wrestling with any of these sorts of issues, please talk to somebody. Hell, DM me on Twitter if you really want. I'm really shocking at checking them, but I promise the next week I'll check them. Because nobody should feel like they're alone in this or that they should be ashamed. It's an illness. It's not something you can, I mean, there is like situational depression and then there's clinical depression. But yeah, if you're finding that you're having problems, I am just wanting to put this out there. Please feel free to talk to anybody, me. If there's nobody else around, like DM me if you want to talk. Yeah,
Just slide into the DMs.
Yeah.
I agree.
I will not send spiders.
Talk it out. Like, at least you shouldn't go to Tumblr and try to get help from there. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's. We just wanted to recognize that Phil. Again, it's not so much like, oh, we don't like him using X word, that word. It's that it has an effect on himself, and when presented with, hey, this word choice might present problems for you later in life because you might need to try to get a job, and if you are seen, if somebody does Google search and they look at, and they make the link between, oh, Phil Burnell, DSP Gaming, oh, DSP Gaming tries it, being a homophobe, and they watch that. Any background check is gonna. I mean, it's going to come back with some Google results, some stuff that people are saying about you in addition to your criminal record and stuff like that. It's going to search publicly available information, and Phil's got a treasure trove of that. So that was more the point, is that he's affecting himself negatively in terms of what he can do with his life because his identity is associated with his real name and stuff like that. This is real. This is real stuff for him. So I don't know. Maybe you should take that in consideration. All right, moving on. Let's see. What other... Okay. Let's do this one. Okay, that... All right. All right, so here is a question from Sarah M. Any thoughts on the whole mess with KO Gaming not being partnered with Machinima and then being claimed by the network and the whole Twitter freak out that DSP had? Is that a sign that even the people at Machinima are tired of DSP's antics? So I wanted to address this one because this one got some legs to it, and I don't know if we really got the resolution that we needed. So this story started because DSP Gaming's KO Gaming, the channel on Social Blade, wasn't showing up as being Machinima partnered anymore. It showed none for what it was claimed as. It now shows that it is back and partnered with Machinima. Phil had a very flippant statement on that, saying that of course it's still partnered. Don't you think I'd tell you if it got dropped? So just want to kind of put that one to bed. It seems as though KO Gaming is still a managed partnership. It doesn't look like anything has really changed there. Everything is, business as usual there. So I think that that one sort of got put to bed there. Any other thoughts on that? I mean, all we can really do is, I guess, speculate on why it was, saying that for a day or two, but it could have just been chalked up to some sort of glitch or something. I don't know,
Well, in my opinion, it was either a glitch or they renegotiated the contract with KO Gaming, like, as a 2-month thing. Or is that even possible? Like, when did they apply the managed partnership to KO Gaming? That sort of thing. Because that sort of thing would give any sort of thing on how it's doing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not that up to date with it. I'm sorry.
All right, so let's continue on. What do we got here? Oh, this is something I actually had a little bit of a conversation about this. Carl BN, I don't know how to pronounce that. COLLBN. I think it's Calbin or Carl BN. I'll figure it out. It's so annoying when Phil says reactionary videos. Is he planning to overthrow the government? Give him a dictionary now. This was kind of funny to me. But yeah, he uses the term reactionary videos when that actually has a bit different of a definition than reaction videos. So I don't know, maybe he might get put on a list for doing that, because that is quite the difference in meaning. Yeah, reactionary is more politically radical, so that's always fun. Let's see.
It's like I said, though, Phil's just going to become a freaking reply girl with all these react videos and vlogs. It seems like he's focusing on that more, really. He doesn't even give a shit about video games.
Mm-hmm.
Since that term keeps getting tossed out, I propose that Purple should draw a reaction or a cam girl version of Phil.
Oh, yes.
That would be funny.
Yes.
All right, just another thing that will, sort of get me to pull out the bleach.
As if you don't have
I'd
enough
want
reasons
on a
to have
t-shirt.
nightmares.
That
Oh,
other
you
t-shirt,
see,
I think
I
is
already
good.
have enough reasons between Love Live-oo, her Purple Pie's drawings, and the shit kitchen. Oh man, it just usually kind of picks its poison late at night.
Pussy.
Nah,
You love Love Live.
Love
fuck
Live.
no.
He tries
I-
a drama alert.
It's
That
more-
is terrifying.
I hate
to
the
think.
Love Live.
You love it. You
Nah,
love it.
No, Fred loves it because he always hums the theme song.
That is, wait a minute now. That is absolutely incorrect.
You do,
There's,
though.
There's
No, you-
absolutely no standing to that claim, sir.
Yes, there is.
Zero.
I hear
There
it.
will be soon.
You hear it. Yeah, you hear it in your head, Lil Paul, because you're
Nah.
always thinking about it. And we do have a little video evidence
Nah.
of some
Oh!
some conduct, some antics in the bed.
Somebody is asking what shit kitchen
That's-
is. Do not ask that question. It's not. It's
That's
not
your
worth it, man.
interpretation, though.
Interpretation. Dude, we are creating a fucking meme of shit kitchen. Listen, man.
This
we
needs
don't
to
wanna,
stop.
We don't want to present. We don't want to promote fucking shit kitchen.
Yes, we do.
No, we do not.
Hate shit
Yeah, we do.
kitchen. I don't
You
like
hate
it.
it.
I hate it, man.
It
Oh,
makes
you
Bill
hate
look like
it.
a
You
fool.
love it.
You know,
dude.
I
there's something going on.
despise it.
No, you
TBH.
don't.
I don't
You
like
love
the shit
kitchen.
kitchen.
You
Yes,
watch
you
it
do.
every day.
I don't watch it every day. I've watched it once.
He does watch it every day.
Nah, TBH. I
He
don't like the shit
does.
kitchen. I don't.
No, you fucking
I
does.
do not like the shit kitchen.
He loves shit
Anyone that
kitchen.
Bowl.
puts a steak on a toilet
Nah.
seat is probably
Lovely.
not.
Nah, TBH.
It's love alive.
Hate shit kitchen. I guess
What
we'll
if-
tell
what if
people
Shit
what the
Kitchen did a
fucking.
Shamrock steak?
I'll tell people what shit kitchen is. Fine. So, all right, listen. There's this motherfucker named Blake. All right, that we're friends with, and he comes up with the dumbest fucking shit on his damn Twitter feed. I hate him so much.
And they all know
Anyways,
Blake. They all know
yeah.
Tell
Blake.
us how you
Well,
really feel.
So I hate the guy with all my, being, every fiber. And so he presents. We gave him the opportunity to put something into the InstaSync. Don't ever do that. All right. If Blake is
don't ever do
around,
that.
lock your InstaSync down. But
Okay.
anyways, he
Hide
puts
your InstaSync.
he puts
Blake-
this trash into our fucking. Go ahead. You're gonna slander Blake some more. I'm more than happy to have that take place.
Oh, no, I was
Dragon, you
gonna
were gonna
say
slander
just-
him some more.
I was just gonna say Blake and Be Awesome One. Never let them into your InstaSync. Never.
Terrible.
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
absolutely.
No, absolutely.
Have a look at the
not.
chat. Never
You
click
will
Absolutely.
see
on
things.
any link.
So,
I've seen some shit, man.
Oh god, it's so
Oh,
bad.
I haven't seen more shit than what AJ showed me. So
the shit kitchen. So anyway, so Blake puts in this fucking video called Cooking with Hoarders, and we're all sort of like, okay, whatever, cooking with hoarders. What can this possibly be?
And then it happens.
This is a man who has just a terrible living arrangement. All right? Has just the shittiest kitchen. I don't like it. And listen, all right, here's what the deal is. It's literally it's like shit all over the floor, all over the stove. Yes, that's who it is, Crown Knight. That Masochist or whatever. I don't know.
Masochist.
Masochist? Masochist? I hate the guy.
What?
I
What do
hate
you?
him.
Why do you
Masochist.
love?
Oh, Okay, never mind.
I
I
hate
thought you
him
were trying to
so
say something
much.
else.
And it's the worst, okay? This guy lights a fire in his kitchen every time, and I have named it Shit Kitchen. It is Shit Kitchen. It's a shitty kitchen, it's a shit person, it's a shit kitchen. So that's way more catchy than Cooking with Hoarders. Shit Kitchen. There you go.
It's the only time you can get food poisoning just by looking at something.
Yeah, you got air poisoning just breathing it in.
Yeah.
Seeing that shit gives me a heart attack.
I hate him.
Shit.
But anyways, that's who that is. That's Shit Kitchen. If you want to lose your lunch, lose your life, lose your appetite for the rest
Lose
of
your
that
love
life,
life.
then have fun with the Shit Kitchen. God damn it, Lipple.
What? People want to see it.
Oh,
God
they don't
damn
want to
it,
see it.
no.
I don't
They
want to see
think
it.
they want to see it. They think. I thought I wanted to see it. Then you can't.
It's worth a try.
No,
You
it
might like
isn't.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey,
we should
You
also-
might
Lipple.
like it.
Lipple, is his food worth a try?
I'd eat it for $5.
I'd eat it for $5.
$5.
$5.
$5.
You can go
You
suck
would
one
need
for
to
$5.
buy me a country
No, I wouldn't.
estate
Nah, go suck one for
and
$5,
set
Lipple.
me up for life before
Nah.
I do that.
TBH.
Before we move on, I guess since Kama mentioned it in the chat, it's also worth noting that never watch any videos that Evil AJ recommends to you either.
Don't.
God.
There's
yeah,
RoboCop
yeah.
fucking and shit. Remember that?
No.
RoboCop
Oh, yeah.
fucking.
RoboCop
No.
fucking.
AJ decided to show me and Sheldon the worst thing ever a couple days ago.
Yeah, we
RoboCop
were blaming
fucking.
that on the wrong people. That was AJ.
Oh no, he shot his dick off. That's the thing. He shot a bunch of people's dicks
Shot
off. He
his
said
dick off.
AJ
Shot.
sent
Not
me a
shot.
video.
I haven't taken any dicks off. I'm just letting you know.
AJ sent me a video with RoboCop, and he shot a lot of people's dicks off.
Nah.
A lot of
God
people.
damn it.
Well, at least he didn't send you the video where a guy shoves his dick up his ass.
How did we
All
end
right,
up
that's
here?
that's
No,
worse.
Why in the fuck are we even talking
How did
about
we end
this?
up
Because
here?
AJ
It's
has
time
like
to
something.
stop.
Moving
That's how
on.
it ended up here.
Moving on. How did we get sidebarred with Shit Kitchen? All right.
Moving on.
Always
All
talk
right.
about shit.
Are there
Let's
any
talk about
gaming-
Shamrock Shakes.
Are there any gaming channels besides Phil you think should get the This Is How You Don't Play treatment submitted by 2D2 Will? Yes, Will, you are in luck. Low Tier God, also known as Blackside Phil.
I actually have that Street Fighter V. This is how you don't play. Downloaded. I've
Street
been thinking
Fucker
about
5?
uploading.
Street Fucker 5.
$5? $5.
There's
Yeah.
Would overlap with Retsuprey, but you know.
I mean, we would do a Let's Endure that fucking guy, but he'll probably try to send his followers to take us down. So, you know.
You can try.
Yeah, we'll put it on Daily Motion. But yeah, this goddamn guy, Low Tier God. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna grab the tweets. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it.
I set
Might
a
as
personal
well.
best with getting the most bans I've ever received in one day. I got banned. All of my Twitter accounts got banned by him, and 4 of my Twitch accounts got banned by him in the span of an hour.
You really got that ass
Damn,
banned.
your Twitter has really got nuked if that's the case.
Jesus Christ, Ghost Faggot.
They're called VPNs.
I mean, Ghost Dragon. God damn it, that slipped out of my mouth.
Usually
You
something
don't have
slips
the
into your
only
mouth.
thing
so,
that in
you
your
know.
mouth.
Yeah, you see that. I kind of
Dick
figured
jokes.
you guys were gonna do that. I'm not fucking gay.
Yeah, right.
Great.
You and Faguna go.
I'm
Yeah,
fucking
no one's
Faguna.
judging, man. No one's judging.
Great.
Nah,
Loud and proud.
So happy
Out
this.
loud,
Yeah.
exactly.
So happy this takes place. We can't bring you guys anywhere. All right, so here's how this starts here. Low Tier God, add Low Tier with a 3. He's so cool. I need all of my followers to help me get this dude's channel shut down. This dude's obsession with me is insane. Shows that he has literally one video about the guy. Okay? So there you go. Some antics here. All right, we move on. This is okay. We move on. 2 minutes later, if this channel is not shut down by sometime next week, I'm done streaming. This channel is stealing my content. Okay, 2 minutes later, we move on. 1 minute later, this is the last straw. You guys want me to continue streaming? Help me get this dude's channel gone.
He's not even
Post the
giving it a
same
day.
screen cap 3 times.
Pulse.
Yeah,
That guy's vagina is like
Sandy.
very.
Yeah.
I was going to say bigger than mine, but that made me sound terrible.
I saved you there. You didn't. I saved you. All right.
and
Here's the
then,
thing.
and then you
I didn't
doomed
need to go back.
yourself.
This guy literally goes and rallies his followers to go shut a person's channel down. Shut a person's channel down.
He holds his viewer base hostage to do shit that's kind of shady anyway.
Good
Let's
God.
do your own dirty work, for fuck's sake.
Shut a channel down. Go, because he has one video about me. Go shut his channel down. This guy's ridiculous. This guy is quickly giving Phil a run for his money. I really, really believe that this guy, in some ways, is worse. But he is just a fucking. Sometimes I can't believe it.
I can't
It's
understand
so
what gives
weird.
these guys this self-importance that they have. Like, he's just, I don't know, man. I have a general distaste for people that think that highly of themselves to begin with. Like that they're fucking gods amongst men, but just the way that dude behaves, like part of me really wants to firmly believe it's an act, but I don't know. I think he's genuine at times.
I don't know what to think.
Yeah. If it's an act, it's God. He's like a method actor to a degree that we don't know yet.
I think
Because
I don't know. After that whole BBC thing, I don't know if it's an act.
he might do like Phil does. He might sort of augment his own personality but there's no way that he's just acting the entire,
So yeah, that's somebody I would say who can potentially, take a "this is how you don't play" treatment. Another person would be Loophole 572. That person definitely needs some "this is how you don't plays."
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
What?
we should get onto that.
Yes.
What?
What?
What the fuck you just said?
Get
What?
right onto that.
What?
I just heard my name while I was doing something. I was like, what the fuck? You
Oh,
fucking-
we want people to make "this is how you don't plays" of you.
No, it's not happening.
Why not?
You can't stop
Not
progress.
happening.
Yeah.
This is how you don't
Ain't
angry
happening.
video game kid.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's nah.
Let's endure angry video
Yeah.
game kid.
No, let's not.
It's
Just,
Gweb. Oh, come on, it's
No.
Gweb. It's
Just
Gweb.
No.
Just send me
Let's
the videos and
endure
I'll
all
do
the
it.
times.
Yeah.
the
If
whole-
someone really
It's
wants
anything,
to, they can contact me, and I might allow them to.
Oh, you might allow them to.
If
Allow them
if
to
they're
what?
serious about it, I will give them special videos that they can use if they want to make it "This is how you don't play."
You mean AVGK
Exactly, the
videos?
special content.
No,
I'll
before
make that shit. I'll make
Nah,
it. This is how
before
you don't
that.
live life. How about that?
Nah,
This is how you don't do anything.
nah.
This is how you become a fake.
TIHYDDA. This is how you don't do anything. How about that?
Nah,
Ah, come on.
This is how you,
That's
you
garbage.
don't
The
ruin
people,
your
the
sheets and
people,
your
the,
slip.
the people want to see the AVGK loophole.
no, they don't.
The people
Yes,
want
they
to see
do.
it.
You
All
keep
let me,
saying
Let
this,
me describe
nobody
this to
does.
people, and we'll
I'm
see
seeing
what
a
people
lot of-
think.
Seeing a
Ladies
lot of
and
hype
gentlemen,
for it.
before Loophole 572 was Loophole 572, he was
I was
the,
always Loophole 572.
he was the angry
Nah.
video game kid.
No, actually, I was always Loophole 572.
And he was
That's
Dr.
been there
Rabbi to
since
some. So, oh, look at
2009.
that. We want AVGK. Look at the shit. They want it. Look
They
at
don't.
that.
Yeah.
All caps want it.
Nope.
Jack Davis wants it. Purple Pie wants it. Pass wants it.
I'm up for it.
Fazzy wants it. Blades
I don't
wants
care what
it.
Fazzy wants.
Oh, they want,
want it.
Fazzy wants the
They
dick. I
want
don't care.
Do it.
No,
They
that's
want-
what the AVGK
Woo!
wanted.
Whoa, they want it.
I'm looking for that John Stamos voice loophole. I thought you did that.
John Stamos.
John Stamos.
How did you get that?
Let's.
Comment. I'd love to perceive the world as you for just a day, and just see the happy trees and the shit that happened in your life. Because how did you get John Stamos?
I don't know.
How did
Maybe
you
it's
even
that
remember
come on
John
crack
Stamos?
stuff, you know?
Oh
Maybe-
yeah, and that's the other thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Comma
yeah.
on crack. We are so excited to announce that we are going to have a new video series on the channel, aptly named Comma on Crack, where he's going to smoke some crack cocaine and play video games on camera. We're so excited for this. We cannot believe how excited this is.
The evolution of that was just perfect.
I'm so excited for this. Comma on crack.
There's a problem.
And then we also need 2 flashbang grenades so that
so that Fred can actually get off.
yes.
That's
Comma on
Fred's perfect
crack, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited for that.
He's on crack cocaine, yeah.
Yeah.
that's how you'll be sounding, Kerma.
Come on, crack.
That will be the most intense game of Assassin's Creed you'll ever play.
Mm-hmm. So we've got a lot of things in the pipeline. But anyways, moving on. This AVGK thing should happen.
No. Nope.
Really, really should
Those
happen.
videos are unlisted,
Yeah.
and anything before that I deem unwatchable.
Unwatchable. That's for the audience to decide.
They're bad.
That's
They're beyond bad. They are
they're-
literally. I would literally die watching them.
Literally
I would
Oh,
probably have a heart
die.
attack watching them.
Oh,
I remember now.
That's
like,
not a
the,
that's not a joke. That
Aw.
really is not a joke.
the voice you did. It was the freaking Batman voice from the Christopher Nolan movies, if I remember. Yeah, that's the one I
Where's
want.
Scarecrow?
Yeah.
Worse than that.
We want to see the shit.
Nah.
We're so
I'm sure
excited
you
for the
do.
shit.
I am so looking forward to someday hearing this little child loophole with this
Lipple.
Batman voice coming out of him, because I just think that'd be the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Please, loophole. Please.
Look at that. Look,
Please.
people want it.
Uh,
People
Shad didn't
want
want
the
For the
shit.
fans.
Shad wants it. See, look at that.
People want to hear little Loop do Batman.
Little
I don't
loop.
want
L-I-L
I
apostrophe
don't
loop.
wanna.
Little loop.
My kid does Batman really well.
See?
Oh shit!
Frank
I
it to
just
your Heath Ledger, Loopy.
I don't wanna.
so I just went on Twitter and I saw that Flame has all the Angry Video Game Kid videos
So does Fred.
downloaded.
Fred's a little shit fuck.
Hey,
Oh.
I didn't say where I got them from. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
Do it for Shad. Yay.
Yeah, do it for the Shad.
Yay.
Nah, listen. There's too many.
There's too many.
All right, I'm telling you
Man.
right now. I'm looking at my video manager right now.
I will let you pick the
Total.
best of them.
Out of everything I have that I've ever uploaded that's still available, I could possibly watch 1,099 videos. I'd say about 99 of them are watchable right now.
I mean, what happened to the other
You
1,000?
filter through.
The other 1,000, they are hidden in the archives forever and ever.
Oh, the archives forever.
Doing it for Shad.
Dang
Thank
it.
you, Deb.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care if someone I really, really, really like told me to do it.
Oh, what if AJ
Does
said
that imply that
should
you
do
don't
it?
I don't
really
care
like
about
me?
You
AJ.
should do it.
I'm
I don't-
asking you to. Please.
Yeah,
If you
shut-
want to watch AVGK, fine. The shit's already unlisted. I don't know why everyone's. There's a playlist called
Nah,
AVGK.
we want the pre-AVGK shit.
Nah, that's I
We
cannot
Aw.
go on that.
Faggot.
The only thing I'll give it to is if I pre-pick certain videos that are deemed.
Pre-pick.
Dude,
Nah.
I got an idea.
dude, they are
Loophole.
unwatchable.
Nah,
I
do
got an
it,
idea,
do it
Loophole.
for the,
Dress up
do it
like
for the
Batman.
chat. There.
I
Look, see,
personally don't
AJ
give a
really
shit
cares.
about
See?
AJ.
That's not
He doesn't
actually,
care. Nah,
that's
AJ,
not actually
AJ
AJ.
doesn't care.
That's not actually him.
That's not him. Why does he
Nah,
have the bolts around him?
We gave it to him.
Nah.
The fake
Listen,
guy.
I got a total idea, Loophole. You need to dress up like Batman. You need to do
Nah,
that
I'm not
freaking
Phil. I'm not
Batman
Phil.
voice.
I'm not Phil. I'm not gonna.
Oh
fucking
God,
Bat-
that thing.
Well,
where
hey,
Phil-
we didn't tell you to pull out a
Please,
green
in
screen.
front
We
of
just told you to do it.
Nah. Listen, I have too many videos, and I don't even want to look at them. Most of those videos are in between AVGK and now, where they're just shitty gameplay throughs on the TV. Terrible.
Topher Sandwich says, "Loop, do it for Nico Knee."
Hell, fuck
Nico
Nico.
Nico Knee.
Nico.
He wants you to dress up as Batman too.
You know what?
We're trying to make that Pavlovian for Loophole.
Hey.
Tummy. Yes. There is some cleanup. required.
I don't want to disappoint the people.
All right, so what we're gonna do now, we got a little break in the action. We're gonna grab our guest caller, a good friend of ours, and we'll go on from there. Maybe he'll add another vote to the tally of wanting to see the shit. So
The shit.
I didn't know who
yeah.
it was. I'm so excited.
we're gonna give a call over to our good buddy, see if he answers the shit, and through the magic of Skype, we are now connected with our good buddy, Mr. Jack Press. Mr. Jack Press, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. Although I was
Hi, Jack.
promised a lot of big asses and some lewds, I'm pretty disappointed right now.
Well,
Well,
Lupo's a pretty big
I'm
ass.
here.
He's a pretty big ass little
Well,
bitch for not wanting to put up the shit.
Nah,
Mr. Jack
I'm
Press,
not
how do
putting
you
up
lean on the AVGK issue?
I actually don't know anything about this.
Well, you see,
Oh.
my friend, before Lupo
Just say yes.
572 reached the tender age of 15, he decided
Yeah.
to do a number of things on YouTube where he referred to himself as the Angry Video Game Kid. And he did a bunch of reviews and stuff like that. But even before then, he used to do impressions different vlog style videos. He was Dr. Rabbi and has all of these different childhood videos that he refuses to show the general public for fear of embarrassment.
You know, I completely understand. You know, I have secret videos that I don't like to show either when I was younger.
You see, he gets me. He understands.
But
Don't be a pussy,
the
Loophole.
thing is that there is a request, there is a thirst for this content. How can you disappoint your loyal friends with such quality content? How can this be?
You need to show it, man. Come on.
I need to
Everybody's,
show it.
everybody's asking, man.
I need to show
Yeah.
it. I need to show it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do it.
That sounds great out of context. It's
It doesn't.
So that's settled. We're gonna get those. But Mr. Jack Press, he
No.
is the resident ass poster. People may know Mr. Jack Press for posting asses of various shapes, sizes, shades, all sorts of things on your Twitter feed. I muted you at one point, but then thought better of it. But how you
come
doing,
on,
sir? How
man.
does it feel to have this title bestowed upon you? I mean, there are a lot of people vying for the title of ass retweeter extraordinaire, but you, sir,
See,
yeah,
are the undisputed champion for months, perhaps even years.
yeah.
it's
I-
kind of
Man.
it's kind of a
one of my
coincidence because I nickname him Mr. Ass, and he made his fucking
Yeah.
picture Billy Gunn.
I had to mute you as well because I think you were one of my first people that followed me back, and I had a
you
small
know-
child running around, and every time I looked, it was just like a wall of asses. So briefly, I would mute when my kid was was around, and I'd
You
take it
know,
off when she wasn't.
I'm very honored by this this title. You know, a lot of people have tried to come, they go because they can't do it. You know, it's a huge honor, huge honor. I'm sorry about the kids. You know, this is why I should
Like
put in
Loophole,
not
so
suitable
you're-
for work.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
no,
poor
no,
loophole.
don't be sorry about that's their fault for
Poor
not
me.
sorting
Yeah.
it
Oh
out.
yeah,
Poor me.
damn kids.
Fucking kids.
Nah,
Now-
you know.
Suck ass.
Nah.
Now, something I
Fucking
think
shit
is just outstanding, Mr. Jack Press, is that you do not discriminate in any way, shape, or form. This is equality at its finest. We see people from all walks of life on the Twitter feed. It's a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. This is humanity at its finest, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, you know, I can't discriminate. I think all asses look nice. You know, so I can't just be here to discriminate against them.
It's fantastic. So let's you know, we're fucking around here, but let's finish this off by just this sort of line of questioning. When you see a specific ass pick, what is the process here? Walk us through this. Do you go for anything at all? Do you just retweet ones that are personally interesting to you? What is the process here for someone that is such a prolific ass retweeter?
You know, I like to go into it and I like to look at it like this. If it's a small ass, I don't want to retweet it. If it's flat, I don't want to retweet it. But if it's big enough and it doesn't look really fake, I'm going to retweet that.
Okay.
And then, you know, especially the black asses, you know, those are the best ones to retweet. You know, you have the Latinas, you have all walks of life.
Absolutely.
But it all depends on the size. If that size is not right, I'm not retweeting it.
So what it sort
You
of
ain't got
sounds
none
like.
if you don't have buns.
That's
huh?
exactly where I was going. It almost sounds as though you follow the philosophies of Sir Mix-a-Lot. It sounds very similar.
That is a
That is
philosophy.
my idol.
Yes.
Definitely my hero.
That
your
is
life as well.
fantastic. And you are a hero to many, and that is why you are so beloved for you know, for your different services that you render for this community. But other than that, you know, I think that people may be shocked, maybe a little bit surprised to know that there's more to the man than just retweeting asses. Tell us about
know,
yourself.
like-
What else really gets you going other than some gigantic asses? What do you do? What makes you tick?
You know, I love to go on long walks on the beach, and then I love to just
Checking
go
out the
around. You know, yeah, checking out the asses. The asses are always my
That's
first
what's at
line
the
of
beach.
sight.
Absolutely.
You're
Yeah.
a connoisseur. You're an aficionado.
Oh yeah, hey, I have to be very professional in this. Ain't nobody can just do this. But no, I'm just a guy playing video games and writing books and shit. Really, I'm just a random person.
So you stumbled onto this community. How did you find Phil? How did you find this community? How did we get so lucky enough to have you as part of this group of mentally ill motherfuckers, as Phil would say?
I actually used to be a fan of Phil from about 2010 all the way till 2014, and the thing that actually got me, there was one night, I was done with looking at all these asses, and I was just sitting here. I was like, I was sitting here. I was thinking, I want to see what these "this is how you don't play" videos are all about. So I went and I started watching all these videos, these DSP tries it, bullying and stuff like that. And the one thing that finally got me to the breaking point was I saw the video of the incident that happened back then with the mods and stuff that he did with his mods, basically just treating them like shit. So at that point I was like, I can't support this guy. There's no real supporting it. But that eventually became least of it. Once I started seeing the whole Patreon and shit and him completely blocking me after I criticized him for a lot of these things, that's when I was like, fuck it, I'm joining the dark side. And I haven't looked back since.
So it just really boils down to the way that you saw him treating other people, and then ultimately you feeling the wrath of Phil yourself by just trying to help out.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
I think that a lot of people have that story, and I mean, you look at people who flip-flop, if you want to call it that. They start off with good intentions, and eventually they end up, feeling the scorn. The whole "no good deed goes unpunished" thing comes to life, and yeah, they end up sort of saying, "Well, all right, well, let's approach this a different way." Is there anything about Phil that you think would prevent this type of thing from happening? Like, what do you think would be the best thing? Would it be just sort of acknowledging criticism? Would it be actually applying these different things and just trying them? What do you think would actually sort of be of the best benefit so that these type of situations just don't happen anymore?
Well, first he's got to stop being such a cunt. Then secondly, I feel
Step
that...
one.
Yeah. But really, I feel like the only thing that could really save him now is if he started becoming more humble and started actually losing this attitude that he has towards everyone that gives him criticism and treating everyone. Because I firmly admit that there are people that have done some childish things that are detractors, but at the same time, that does not represent the entire community of detractors. It's not representative of us. So it's like, for him to take these suggestions and things that people hand him, I definitely don't appreciate that he will take these suggestions, take them completely out of context, and twist it around later, and they claim that it's the reason why it didn't work is because of the detractors.
Right.
So it really all boils down to he needs to change his attitude, because he can edit these videos all he wants to. We've thrown out those ideas for years of him editing out fails and stuff. We can throw that out there all we want to, but if his attitude is still shit, then there's no real reason to watch him. It ends up becoming it becomes boring. It starts to become stale.
I completely agree with that. And I really do think that you touch on a lot of really good points, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but I mean, he just had that sort of thing just recently now with KO Gaming to sort of not take responsibility. And somebody really touched on this in the thread itself. It's as though he wanted to push off what he really wanted to do, which was to stop doing this because it isn't getting him the views that he wants. And instead he's saying that this was a big conspiracy theory and that, you know, he's much smarter and he's doing this because he's so smart and not because he wants to do it. He's doing it to counter our efforts and to, you know, sort of, you know, win one for the good guys. This is a win here, guys. You know, frame it as this is a positive thing that I'm going to be view quitting montages. We're outsmarting the haters together, you know, that kind of deal.
Yeah, that to me is one thing, a good example, and I saw about that. I really think that's an idiotic notion, is that it's not, nobody ever asked him to change, nobody ever asked him to make montages and stuff, because he's not good at making montages in the first place. It's, people really asked him to edit his videos down and edit out all these fails, because nobody wants to see a 32-year-old man-child sitting here complaining about a game nonstop. And that's really what it all boils down to, is that he should have changed that up a long time ago, and editing out these fails and editing out these complaining while, you know, playing the game. Because, you know, nobody wants to, like I said, nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to see constant fail after fail after fail. This is why other YouTubers are more successful than him. I constantly, when I'm going to use against them, I constantly use the two best friends. They edit out their fails and everything when they're stuck at one part, and that's what makes them get as many views as they do. For Phil, it's more so, well, I'm going to keep in the whole thing. Oh, people said to make my videos longer. Well, okay, I'm going to make them longer. I'm just going to I'm still going to leave in all the bitching. It's just going to be more longer bitching.
I think that's absolutely. I mean, yeah. That's what it boils down to. All right, so let's sort of you know, throw this out there. Let's grab some viewer submitteds and yeah, why don't you join the panel here while we discuss some of these things. We don't want to leave too many of these unanswered. All right, so here's a good one from Rap Clone. Do you think that Phil would be more successful if he did more collaborations, as more often than not, someone else being there makes him tolerable? Again, submitted by Rap Clone. What do you guys think? More collaborations?
Yes, and I believe there are relatively popular YouTube channels that would have him on simply for the irony factor. I would say somebody like Slow Beef would do it in a friggin' heartbeat. Because Slow Beef always talks about him saying, I don't hate him, I'm an ironic fan. Like, he's so terrible that I love it. So I reckon somebody like that, Slow Beef, I reckon Two Best Friends Play, they'd do it just for the lols.
Wings of Redemption, White Boy 7th Street. Where did that end up going?
I don't know. Hey, Moogle. I'm trying, man. Yeah.
I think it boils down to effort. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, sorry. I personally feel like there's nobody that really would collab with him in the first place. But honestly, even if he did collab with somebody, I feel like he really wouldn't benefit from it. I feel like the person would feel forced to be collaborating with him more than actually wanting to collaborate with him.
The problem I have with the whole collaborating and stuff is, even when he's collaborating with other people, it makes them kind of look bad in a way, because people just can't stand Phil himself. You know, like, there's podcasts he's been on that get completely just flooded with dislikes and comments and shit, talking about, like, just don't like Phil and stuff and that, and it's not the person itself, it's mostly just about Phil. So I don't know how that would really benefit the person that he's collaborating with.
Oh, but if it was somebody big enough that wouldn't require it to benefit them, like that, well, that's why I said Slow Beef, because I know that Slow Beef finds him hilarious in all the wrong ways. But Slow Beef and Diabetes love to talk about him, and I think they would, if Phil was receptive to it. I reckon they would. But of course, Phil would never be receptive to it because they've talked shit about him in the past.
Right. And that's sort of what soured the whole Wings of Redemption and White Boy 7th Street thing. Is, you know, he was supposed to go on, then he started to kind of give him the runaround, or, you know, I can't do it this time, I can maybe do it this time, and was very non-committal about it. Sort of, that's when he had his whole sickness thing, that he was still making videos, still doing commentary, you know, didn't really seem like it was really holding him back all too much. But then sort of tells them he can't do it, yada, yada, yada. They go on and they sort of say a few little things. I mean, they didn't really go too far. I thought that they were very tame in what they said. And that essentially soured that. And now he's...
From memory, all they said was he didn't turn up. Maybe riffed on it a little bit, and that was it.
Just a little bit about, they were sort of talking about how he could potentially be misunderstood and sort of what he gets flack for. Just maybe to describe them to the audience, because, I mean, if you're going to describe Phil to someone who has no idea who he is, you have to acknowledge, just the fact that he's a very polarizing character, the fact that there are people that feel very strongly about him, and that he is very bad at video games. And he, refuses to acknowledge instructions.
Still bad at video games? I don't understand what you're saying.
Right. He's a professional,
He could be good if he wanted to.
And the thing about slow beef, and the thing about slow beef and diabetes is that they like Phil ironically. I mean, slow beef has even gone on record to say that Phil is like the train wreck he never wants to look away from.
Well, I think if Daz Bullshit still wasn't in hiding for that charity bullshit that he pulled, he might, do a collaboration with Phil. Shout out to Daz Bullshit and his hiding ways.
He'll get there one day.
Yeah, he'll be out in the public again once this all blows over and people forget that he did some shady ass shit. I just feel like, he'll collaborate. There was this. It's funny too. He was collaborating for just like a week or two, right? He was saying, "Oh yeah, if you want me to come on your podcast, I'll come on your podcast." I get, not ours, but he went on some random dude's podcast of a channel they literally just launched. And then all of a sudden, he went on the forums and said, "Well, I'm not gonna give people this time, this and this and that." So this whole open door policy to go collaborate with people, and this initiative he had to collaborate with people, lasted all but a couple weeks. He was collaborating with Aggie. You saw how that went. That it always turns sour. Bad. Yeah, it always ends up going by the wayside because of something
put her on blast.
Yeah,
like immediately. I did it for free. I didn't even ask for much. She's like 12 in Germany, you bitch. Just do something nice for your fans once in a while.
Yeah, and she was a fan. She was a big time fan. Yeah. That's why she even asked him to begin with. She didn't ask him because he's this huge YouTuber. She asked him because she liked him.
Yeah. Purple Pie, I love you so much right now. As I remember the exact same thing two best friends played when they were playing Rise, Son of Rome. When they come across a big fat guy, and both of them just scream out, "Is that Darkseid, Phil?" There was an enemy that really.
So let's see what else. Ooh, looks like Lapple's gonna. Ooh, All right, let's see what else we got here.
What the fuck was that all about?
I just read what you put in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited. This is almost as good as Come On Crack.
Not quite as almost.
So let's see, what else we got? Okay, this is a fun one. Where'd it go? Okay. What would your favorite salty DSP moment be, or favorite salty quote from DSP be? Submitted by, guess who? Kless. That guy who, tried to give Phil a second chance and ended up getting burned by it, so now he's back to the dark side, as you would say. Yeah, that guy. Keeping it classy.
Where am I playing? You still haven't told me.
Yes, actually, yes.
That one was good.
Yes. You want me to run for convention boy?
Mine is, my favorite salty quote of all time is, "Seriously, I will come find you and I will beat the shit out of you." When people were talking about how he was mentioning his dead friend and putting ads on it, and he sort of laid down the law and said he was going to go find people in real life and go beat them up if you dare say that he's doing these videos to make money.
Okay.
Or a recent one, the whole "you fucked up" when he was talking about the copyright strike.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, he made some good faces on that one.
Okay, mine is really funny. Remember, he's like, if these guys were in the streets of Connecticut, they'd get fucking wrecked.
Yeah. Take one
I
walk.
forgot about that one.
Take
Yeah,
one walk during.
As an Australian, Connecticut never occurred to me to be like a. What is it like? Are there mean streets of Connecticut? I always thought that was one of the nice.
I don't know. My mom was in Connecticut. She said the streets were pretty nice.
I thought they were too, but I guess.
Well, you should be.
I guess he found
aware.
Amy.
I remember one time I was in Connecticut and I just saw this guy, just no regard for human life. He was chewing a piece of bubble gum. He spit it into the foil wrapper and he threw it right next to the trash can onto the floor in front of women and children.
Fucking
Was that dark
savage.
side?
No consideration
Yeah.
for human life. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Christ.
So I called the police, of course, and they
Yes, I get the military out there.
They showed up
Marshall.
full SWAT gear, and they handled the situation. So, gave him a
Right.
really hefty ticket. So,
It was- They waited there.
the ticket rate out there is through the roof. Let me tell you.
I think the best.
No comment.
Hey, now remember, you need to stop taking
I think
Phil for
the-
granted.
Yeah, Phil was getting those tickets.
Don't take good things for granted. Just donate to my Patreon, okay?
Whenever he says that, I'm like, I don't. That's why I don't watch you. You're so.
Don't
Yeah.
take stuff for granted.
Oh, you know what? You remember when he did the whole thing about this is how you don't plays and that you fucking did it. Like he pointed at the camera and said, "Your fault. You almost killed me."
Oh, that,
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
that was
water.
great.
Yes.
Phil could have
Okay,
been
that was-
shot to death.
Yeah.
I
Anyone
actually,
that
I
made
actually,
Lots
this
of
is how
gamer
you don't
shit.
play almost got him killed.
That's a lot of
Jose
gamer
was
shit.
holding a gun to his head.
I wanted to float this idea that we do an endure of like Phil's most drama videos, those vlog style videos where he's like talking shit about us, talking shit. That would be a good endure. That would really be
The entire
So
thing?
down to that.
not just like taking clips, putting them together, like sort of making
All
it,
right,
this is how you don't vlog.
that's bearable.
TIHYDV. This is how you don't
Making it-
vlog.
Because
Making it to a
the
drinking game.
entirety of his vlog no, those are absolute horseshit to sit through. I would get bored immediately. Oh god, that would be that would be terrible.
I
Don't
wanna-
ever do that.
I want to try
I
to get
still-
that popping.
I'd still like to like splice together all of Phil's like back in the day segments and then do a fucking
Oh.
let's play on that. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, or find the bits of popular culture that he's ripping off and put them side by side. Because we know none of those stories happened.
Yep.
Like,
So there's those. Any other salty moments, salty quotes?
I think the best one was, "No, you're the bitch. Your mother shat you out."
Oh no!
yeah,
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 was a
that
good
one.
one.
the
Your
death
mother
stroke.
shat you out.
Justice.
Oh,
Be
I
an
got
honorable
one.
fucking player.
I bet you your mother shot you out.
What's up,
Oh,
Kevin?
I got one. He when he was playing Dark Souls and he goes, "You want to see cheating? I'll show you cheating." And he unplugged
I'll show you cheating.
the system.
Wow.
Or the time he broke his keyboard on Witcher 2.
Oh
Oh yeah, that man. That was. You know what? Is there this how you don't play for that? Because that is a fucking endure Witcher 2.
Yes, there it is.
Did we
I
already?
think
I
it's
feel like we
Sebastian
already did
Pulpy.
it. No, we didn't do it, did
No,
we?
we didn't.
That's
Yeah,
a
no.
goddamn endure. I'll tell you
That's-
what.
Yep.
I mean, we've got our itinerary for tonight, but that is a fucking endure.
I think one of the parts in that playthrough had like 11,000 dislikes.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
yeah.
like
Part
one of his
9.
most disliked videos of all time.
Yep.
Because he hated it. He hated that game a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, big time hated that game. I'm surprised he went to Witcher 3. I mean, he kind of had to based on how big it was and shit like that. But God, fucking damn it, did he hate Witcher 2? Whew.
Yep.
All right, any more quotes before we move on? All right. What do we got here? How long do you think Phil is going to ride the victim card for? He still complains, whines, mopes, begs, pleads about the false copyright strikes that ruined his business and cost him thousands of dollars. And it happened how many months ago? What year does everything What year does everything think he will? Oh, does everyone think he will let go or at least shut up about it? Submitted by Jedi Master.
When his
He'll
heart
keep doing it
stops
until he's
beating.
working at McDonald's.
Submitted
Like,
by
no,
Jedi Master Nick X.
He will be on his deathbed when he can no longer speak. That is when he will stop being a victim.
Ooh.
One time, so I made a comment that someday he'll probably be, if God forbid he ever has kids, he'll be sitting there talking to them going, one time your dad had a very successful YouTube channel till these sociopathic motherfuckers gave me false copyright strikes and I went down in the search results. And I think this is something he would just bitch about forever like it's his glory days.
He's probably got one of those like crime charts, like the crime web.
Goddamn
everybody and shit.
copyright strikes.
With all like little bits of yarn and little pin things.
Links them together with like he has pictures of our profile pictures on Twitter.
He's in there all twitchy and
He'd be like, back in my day, okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't be twitchy, Shad.
It's a
Haven't
bunch
you
of
heard?
bullshit, dude.
Haven't you heard, Shad? He doesn't Twitch anymore, so he wouldn't be twitchy.
but
It's more like he's got a dartboard with all of our pictures on it, and he's throwing darts at it every day.
He might not twitch, but I bet he jiggles.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's the problem. When he twitches, he jiggles. So. But
well, he's in there jiggling.
yeah, he's a gigolo.
It sounds dirty. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, the victim card. Yeah, he's still. I mean, just yesterday, another shot about the false copyright strikes. You know.
He's still saying it. That's I noticed that as well. He's still saying it in just about every pre-stream. We all know. The world knows. People who don't know who you are know your voice talking about quote unquote false copyright strikes.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I think this is gonna be a story for the rest of his career, because this is the story of Phil right now. The story is that he had those copyright strikes, and he feels that those are the sole thing to blame, even though he goes back and forth, right? I mean, he said originally like, oh yeah, it was all their fault. Then he tried to say, no, it wasn't their fault at all. I'm not going to give them the power over me to say that they ruined me. I'm going to say that it was YouTube's fault. It's not their fault at all. You can actually look and see how he flip-flops on this issue to say that it wasn't their fault. It was both. It was all YouTube's fault. It was all Be Awesome and Jackie Chin's fault. He sort of goes to whatever will suit his needs. And I think right now he needs victimization. Before, he needed to appear strong. You know, before the contract negotiation, he needed to appear strong, and I'm not going to give them the satisfaction.
Strong.
Right. But now that he needs the cash, now he needs the victim card, because he needs to portray himself as someone who was wronged, someone who would be doing good despite this, and someone who needs to pay his bills and support.
Could you imagine... Oh, sorry, Frank.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
I was going to say, imagine if he was a female doing this.
God.
Could you imagine...
He
the landscape out
is.
there? Well,
It
yeah,
really
okay,
is.
technically, yeah. I would not be surprised if he had a vagina, but the
If he was
victimization,
female, he'd be
everyone
getting, like-
feels sorry for me. If he was female, he would actually be set for life right now. I hate
That's what I was gonna
sorta-
say. Like if he was female, he'd be getting like $4,000 on Patreon right now.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I absolutely hate that shit when chicks are like, well, I'm a chick, so... No, everyone's a human being first. Gender later. You know?
I think my thing is, my problem with it is that I personally, I don't really agree with the whole thing of somebody going and copyright striking tons of his videos. Personally, I do have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, for him to keep it going as long as he's been keeping it up, I mean, it's really like this. Even without those, it would have never really, like, those just really hastened, like, well, those sped up the process of his channel dying. It didn't really do much. It just did that. Like, so for him to constantly keep trying to, well, it's because of these detractors, and they flagged all my videos, dude. There's nothing I could do. That's not really, that's not something he can really say. It's all because of him. Like, this was happening way before those copyright strikes. He was dropping in views and just having a steady little thing of barely even reaching 1,000 views on one video.
Yeah. It was convenient because it's not his fault anymore. Because that just seems to be the way he runs.
Right.
Nothing is his fault.
Anything else? Anything else with the victimization before we move on? Start to knock out some more of these topics. We still got some gaming stuff to get to, so I want to try. Like I said, our goal is to try to get as many of these as we can reasonably get done.
One last thing. I remember when Gamergate first started and Phil came out with that video where he basically insulted Anita Sarkeesian, saying like, you know, oh, you're just a professional victim, unlike me. It's like, well, gee, I guess, you know, the apple doesn't far fall from the tree, Phil.
Ooh. All right.
He took lessons from her, I think.
Now, here is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. I'm sure that this is obscure enough to where you would not even know this happened, but it is one of the most important ongoing sagas of all time. This is an epic tale that you will tell your grandchildren. Submitted by Jason X440. Funny you mentioned Destiny. He's the gentleman that made this so you don't play Destiny. So special shout out again to Jason X440. We were talking about this how you don't play makers earlier in the episode, and yeah, that's a guy who did us a solid, did some Destiny for us. I wouldn't say he did it just for us, but you know, he heard us talking about it. And anyways, his question is concerning this epic saga. What are your guys' thoughts of Leanna trying to find a shade of blue paint for her so-called office to paint? Who do you think is going to paint the room? And if they get someone to do it, do you think Leanna will annoy the painters, or will she get Phil to paint it? And do you think we will see a vlog of this disaster? Again, submitted by Jason X440.
Yes to bloody everything that was brought up there. There's no way either of them are going to do it themselves. Phil didn't know how to open his garage door in a blackout. All that is flipping a thing. He's not going to be able to. If they do it, they're going to die from inhaling the fumes because they didn't do it near an open window. Of course they're going to get someone to do it. They're going to hate it, and they're going to vlog the crap out of it. For fuck's sake, paint is not your worries right now, guys. You know?
Yeah. To me... To me, it's just ridiculous. She's got this on. She's gonna make this like a multi-part vlog. The first one was titled "Making the First Choices" or whatever, and she's got like paint swatches all on her wall of like every shade of blue I've ever seen. Right. I remember when I called Adam Sessler a naughty word because he was wearing so many shades of blue. She's got more shades of blue than Adam Sessler did in that goddamned video. All right.
Tofu sandwich up here, raw, unedited paint drying. Yes, that is what it will end up being.
Goddamn right. And let me tell you something. All right. She is milking this. I mean, she has nothing else to do, right? She just sits in her fucking little room and complains. There's my paint. I don't like the paint, Dad. I don't like it.
Well, too bad. You're the one that picked it, you stupid bitch.
Listen here, old man. I want the fucking office to be blue like your balls.
Now we decided we weren't gonna talk about that again, sweetie.
Yeah, well, we also decided we were gonna talk about views more often. What happened to that nightly discussion?
Well, you see, they're not doing so well. All right, they need some time to cool off.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, your views affect your views, as in underwear time, old man.
I thought you already told me that wasn't gonna happen anyway. Okay.
Listen, I was gonna have a change of heart, but now I won't.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Come on, dude. That's fucking bullshit.
Let me tell you something, old man. If this office isn't blue within the next 2 days, I'm out of here. Because you know whose house is blue? Bash.
Oh, come on. I thought his house was yellow.
Let me tell you something. The pee-pee dad's got every fucking shade of paint in his damn house. I painted it.
Oh, yeah? Well, he doesn't have 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, you know what? He painted my face. Well, I don't want to talk about that. Anyways, listen. I'm going to get that fucking office as blue as possible, and that's final.
Is that because it's Lord Vash's favorite color when he comes around?
He likes to paint things white, but I don't want to talk about that right now.
Stupid bitch.
You know what? You know what? I might go with Review Tech because at least he's stupid rich.
That's just his name, okay? He
Yo.
actually doesn't have any money.
I like Review Tech because I want to get a rich man. And he's pretty rich, I've heard.
Yeah, that's his name, okay?
Well. So, anyways, promptu fucking sketch. A terrible question. I'm going to read it, but we're not going to respond to it. I just felt like reading this on the air. How often do you think Leanna spreads Phil's ass open with her dick? All right, moving on.
What
the fuck?
Fancy.
All the
Submitted
time.
by Anonymous, of course. So,
Oh, of course, anonymous.
Go.
Coming
Roll
in
it.
with-
Keep it rolling.
Of course,
there
it
you
has to be
go.
when I get something to eat. That
Often.
has to be read.
I'm so glad I wasn't eating when that fucking question was read.
let's see.
I have a pancake in front of me. God damn it! I can't.
Oh, you know
I
that's
can't now.
that's a
Phil has a
slang. That's a
pancake.
slang.
No, no, no,
That's a
no,
slang term for something there.
Stop that! Stop that! Stop that! Stop that!
If Phil ever
God
gets
damn
some,
it,
he's
you
gonna have a
ruined
blue
pancakes.
waffle in front of him.
All right, here's a nice little segue, and I know Lupo wants to say a little bit about this. So here is a very nice little segue. We'll do this in two parts, but I think you know where we're going with this. Submitted by IP Freely 001. Nice Simpsons reference. Phil seemed overjoyed with the PlayStation VR announcement. Do you think he is more excited about the PlayStation VR because he believes this will bring in the views to his dwindling channels? Will Phil even be able to afford it in October? If he was to afford it, how would this affect his quality content? Example, Stream Chat wouldn't be able to hold his hand again. Submitted by IP Freely 001. Mr. Lipple, first of all, as a very excited prospective buyer of the PlayStation VR announcement, what do you think about these questions being posed to us? Do you think that he's excited because it'll bring views? Will he even be able to afford it? Tell us about this.
I don't see at all how it could get him views because I don't even know how he could stream it or how it'd look it because the way VR works is there's like two like eye slot things and no one wants to watch that shit. So when it comes to his content at all, it's not gonna work out. There's gonna be no difference. It's not gonna make him better. There's nothing about it that would make him more so. If he is legit excited for it, then I don't see if that's the reason. I don't see how that could work at all. But I don't know. I didn't see his video about it, so I don't really know about it. Could he afford it? I mean, it's $400. He'd probably have to fucking take some money out to do that, but I don't know how much.
Patreon goal?
Yeah, probably. Play
think
VR
so?
games.
You think?
Maybe.
I really do think that he would do something like that. Make it 12. Make the 1250 goal to do some PlayStation VR.
Maybe.
I can't see him playing VR games. I mean, we're talking about somebody that hurt his ankle playing a fucking Wii game while he was sitting, not using his ankle. He hurt it.
Well, that's a little bit different. You know, for example, like Lewis would hurt his wrist playing a Weeb game, so that's a little different.
Oh,
Shout out,
my wrist
shout out to
hurt.
Lewis. What's up?
Oh, my wrist hurts from jacking off.
CBH.
But had to slander him. I saw him, you know, lurking around a little bit. So there's that Lewis slander for the SoKast. What's up?
Ooh.
Please continue though, Mr. Loop. I apologize for the
I
outburst.
don't really have much else to say, to be TBH.
Oh,
I really
TBH.
I don't think there's that much else to talk about. I mean, he's probably if he's gonna play VR games, totally via Patreon. But again, I don't see why anyone would want to see it because the way it displays on the TV is the same it does on the PlayStation VR, which is the eye slot. So it looks
Right.
like shit when you try to watch it. So
Right.
I see no reason why anyone would want to watch him. The only thing I could see is he would do a stupid review or a vlog about it, but who the fuck knows if fucking KO Gaming is gonna even exist at all by
Yeah.
October?
So
Are you
let's
suggesting it might get KO'd by October?
Oh,
Yeah.
Good.
Exactly.
So we'll finish up the Phil angle and then we'll go to PlayStation VR, just generally speaking. But to finish up that angle of it, I feel as though this is going to be a gimmick. This is going to be an affordable gimmick because if you look at the competitors, Oculus Rift is going for $600. The HTC, I don't know if it's Vive,
Yes,
the
Vive,
HTC
Vive.
Vive, going for $800.
Jesus.
If Phil is
with
going
two
to get
controllers.
into, and not to mention the Vive and the Oculus are going to be on the PC. Phil hates doing PC, so he probably won't be encouraged to stream off of that thing. So the most realistic thing for him to do, if he is going to get into the VR craze, which I pretty confidently can say that he will, it's going to be with the PlayStation VR. So this is absolutely going to be a reality. The way that it actually turns out, I'm not sure. I mean, the point of VR is for an immersive experience, not to see it through, not to see that perspective, but to be, that's the point of VR, is to have the perspective yourself. It's not going to be as, visually appealing if you're not wearing the actual apparatus yourself. So I don't think it's going to do very well. I think initially people are going to be curious and they're going to figure out if they want to buy it themselves, right? But then I think that's going to wear off. I think the novelty is going to wear off, and I think that he's going to be left with a $400, which is essentially a whole new console purchase. He's going to be left with a $400 paperweight.
I don't think he's going to be left with a $400 paperweight. I think he'll get more than enough out of it through porn applications.
You think maybe him and Leanna can set something up, like, if he funds her,
like
pay me
Demolition
tons?
Man sex? They're in different rooms, but
That's kind of where that's going, huh?
yeah,
Like, this is much better. I don't have to,
get undressed.
get
or touch you.
undressed. Yeah, or touch you, or smell you.
It'll be Vash and her thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll make it a lot easier.
I remember when VR was the way of the future, and now it's just going the way of the motion controls. It's just a one-time gimmick that'll probably burn out as fast as it comes out.
Well,
Depends what they do with it. Right now, go ahead.
oh, sorry, guys. I was just going to say, here's the problem. There are going to be people who cannot use VR. Me being one of them. They believe I've got what's called Meniere's disease, which is something wrong with the inside of my ear, which gives me vertigo a lot, like really bad. And there'll be plenty of people who will get motion sick off of it. So if it's the complete way for the future, there's a lot of us going to be left behind.
And right now, like everything they've been demoing, like none of it seems to fall outside of that. Get into a car and drive around, sit in this, like explore this room type of scenarios. Like nothing seems exciting with it yet. It's just all like very stationary and just kind of like making a world around you instead of being like interactive. Like nothing about it just seems to bust out of what VR has been so far. That's not an experience I need in my living room.
Actually, sorry.
I was just going to say very quickly while we got a break in the action, we've been joined by Mr. Torres.
Torres!
Oh, look, it's Superior Faggot.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Wow.
How about you
Hi,
shut your mouth,
Torres.
bag duck?
Ooh.
All right,
Hi,
listen,
Torres.
that's not actually a thing. I would,
language.
I would like to tell the viewers at home that this fag duck bullshit, it is not actually a thing. You see,
The
Ghost
language.
Faggot over here. He, we were playing a game of Quiplash, and he ended up putting down fag duck, and he hasn't let it go since. So, fuck you and your existence. Fuck everything. It doesn't exist.
The words and comments expressed by these two son of a
PG era.
bitches
PG era.
does not reflect the sons of Kojima's thoughts and beliefs or the corporate structure. Thank you.
They are the words of fast fuck entertainment. So do not take these words of the official words of the Sons of Kojima.
The official words.
Yeah, I can't wait for Fast Fuck tries it being a homophobe. It's gonna be fun, right?
That's not gonna happen. Gays are welcome.
Mr. Torres, your excitement level for PlayStation VR.
I'm gonna say I'm in the middle because I want to see what game. Well, I've seen the games they have already, but I want to see what else they're gonna have later down the line. Obviously, because excuse me, the games they have right now, they're kind of for right now. I want to wait maybe a year or two, see if they'll bring out better games, both for the PlayStation VR and the Oculus Rift. Because right now I'm like, I don't really see where this go. I don't know how long it's going to be supported. And you know what's the biggest thing I'm worried about with the PlayStation VR? I wonder how long it's going to be supported because Sony has a history of abandoning their products like the PlayStation TV, the Vita, the PlayStation Phone. It's crazy.
I got you. So, any other thoughts, opinions, sentiments towards PlayStation VR?
Oh, totally for me.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely for me. I think I'm the only motherfucker who wants to give this fucking thing a chance. Everybody hates the
What?
fucking thing.
No,
Everybody
I don't-
fucking hates the thing.
I
don't-
was
Everybody
so
doesn't
excited.
fucking get what it could possibly be.
I would
Everyone
be-
compares it to motion controls. It's nothing like motion controls. Here's the thing about motion controls. The motion controls are an inferior input of device, while VR is just a better way to view a game through monitors. Now, if they do some stupid shit with motion controls, fine. But a lot of the times you can play with the regular ass gamepad and you can just enjoy a game while it looks cooler and it's a cool experience. Now, if that experience gets old, sure, but here's the thing. It's something new, it's something unique. And if you think it's expensive, totally fine. I could see that being expensive. That is very expensive.
Right.
But
Well,
for
Lupo.
the technology itself, I think that it hasn't been represented well because it's very hard to represent something that you can't see unless you have the thing itself.
Oh.
And I don't believe that people who are sitting on the thing have even tried.
Still gonna be
Take a
pretty
breath.
Here's the thing.
Loop-
I
loop-
want
Lawful.
everyone who talks
Oh,
shit
yeah.
about VR to try it one
Hashtag
goddamn
get your loop.
motherfucking time.
Oh my God.
And for the people say, oh, there's nothing. There's shit. There's
Calm
Res
down.
VR. There's all these
Press-
fucking demos and shit. There's the guns.
Okay.
There's so much shit. There's so much possible shit. And this is just going, oh, it's new technology. Fuck it. Fuck that shit. I'm tired of it. I want people to give it a chance.
Oh, my
Lopo.
goodness.
Lopo.
Breathe.
Loophole.
It's okay. You're
I
okay.
Mad
Fuck
about
out,
it.
dude.
Mad
I was
about
good.
it.
I
I
was
was good.
going to interject
I hate
with
it.
I
I listen to people fucking.
He's still going.
Mad
did
about
it.
I was good. I was gonna say that I'm still interested in the device. I'm just waiting till they expand the
Yeah.
library.
I was gonna say I would be so into it if I didn't have vertigo and get severe motion sickness.
That's
Actually, I did want to bring it up earlier that I had a really good idea that
it's gonna die in new fad, all new fad. It's just a gimmick. Just a fad. That fucking shit's been working. You wanna know why VR failed last time? The shit was 20-year-old technology and looked like shit. These are modern games running at high frame rates. Looks fucking incredible. The shit is so cool in concept in fucking demonstrations. Now people
Can't wait. I can't wait till a year
Okay,
from now. We're
I know you're
revisiting this
fanboying
discussion.
over this virtual reality, but have you even tried it yet?
Ooh.
just
And
shit.
what happens when you get a game that's 30
I
frames per second?
You can't wait
There-
for the
there
boob
won't be
groping
one.
simulator.
You want to stick with the same shit forever. You don't want anything fucking new. Nothing. No fucking anything innovative. Nothing at all. We want to
Take a
play
breath.
same
Folks,
shit.
okay?
Fucking bland
Okay.
shit. And if it's fucking VR or something else, no, won't give it a chance. It sucks.
Breathe.
Most people talk shit about Connect, didn't fucking play it. No, Connect sucked. Connect
Connect
sucked.
sucked though.
It was terrible. Like I said,
Don't defend the Connect. It was
a
awful.
input device. That was clear from the very start. It wasn't going to be very good. VR has potential. The way they demonstrated it isn't good enough because you can't really tell with VR how, from other people's point of views, because it's a helmet. You're gonna look stupid with it. That's a given. But you haven't tried the shit. The point is the monitor itself, and you have to try that shit out. You really, really have to try that shit out. And there are people who are jaded in the video game industry who have actually tried the fucking thing, and they said it was cool, and I believe them. And the shit I saw with the technical specs, I've been looking into it. There are lots of games coming out with VR support, games without VR support, games that are getting fucking VR support through hacking, all this kind of technology, and people are shitting on it because it's new, and I don't like it. I want to be optimistic for once. For once.
Wow,
Most-
that is
most of-
literally for
Breathe.
once. That is
Yeah,
for
for
once.
once.
Really, for once.
Most of
Yeah,
us in this
breathe.
call weren't even shitting on VR. We were just giving our
No.
opinion about it.
I was just saying I can't
was
do it
about to
because
say
I've got
that.
motion
Some
issues.
alternative, something else like fucking flight sticks are a great alternative to using something like a keyboard, mouse, or a gamepad for games. It's stuff like that. And while it might
How much sugar have you had today?
technology, this new technology is really fucking cool. And
You're
I don't
breaking, you're breaking up, Lipple.
Yeah. But he's literally
His-
breaking up.
His mic's plugged up with salt.
Oh.
Lee is hipster loop, so
He's been eating too much of those Lucky Charms.
No.
The sugar from that.
actually to add on to
Shamrock
that,
shake.
I had a really good idea, and it's what they could have done to bring out the potential of VR. And I think that's why PT came out a little way too soon before its time. Because
Yo,
if you think about it, PT could have been the flagship game of VR.
Oh
would have
yeah.
been perfect. Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I think would be cool. But
I,
the VR thing, it's got a lot of interesting potential, but that you got to see the potential first. my
imagine
take on it.
playing
Yeah,
Outlast on VR. Oh.
I'd have an open mind completely to it. I just know that somebody who gets really bad vertigo attacks, it's gonna wreck me.
I understand that. I understand that. There are technical issues that people can't, literally cannot do. I totally fine. I totally understand that. There's
I
difference.
understand
There's
still
difference.
sometimes I'll get.
Talking about VRs if there's a problem with you. I understand that. I totally understand that. The problem I have is people who
judging
haven't
it
tried
before
it
trying. Yeah.
and people who don't have the ability, who have the ability to handle some kind of motion sickness, could handle it. They haven't tried the shit out. So, I was salty at the shit because I want to try something out new for once. And, if it fails, it fails. But give it a chance. That's all I'm asking. Give it a chance.
Nah.
I'll give it a
I'm-
chance. in
For
a year
me,
or two.
for me, I know this isn't gonna be for a lot of people. This might sound weird. I want to fucking throw up while doing VR. You want to know why? It's gonna be the coolest fucking experience. If I throw up because of VR, that means that there's something that
That was
got
doing
out.
it-
I got out of
was
it.
doing
That I
its
got out of.
job.
It.
Yeah.
I want to get something out of it. Something
You
like
want
the
to
Steam.
throw up.
The Steam.
Yeah,
controller is
rap
cool.
game,
The Steam
Slade
controller is
Wilson,
cool because I
Mirror's
have.
Edge. Holy shit.
I want to learn VR. I want to learn VR like I learned Steam controller, and I wanted to get used to it to a new cool thing. Steam controller is a great thing. Fred, you mentioned this before. The Steam controller is very fucking cool, and it could totally be the way of the future.
It's great.
But people shit on the Steam controller.
It is great.
Why-
I will say
why-
that.
Different. It's
Um,
technology. They just get it.
I was
just hope
watching.
It's gonna go the way of the Virtual Boy. That's all.
It
The
won't.
thing, the virtual
Well,
is way too early for that.
I
thing.
do agree with you, Loophole, that we have to see it in action first before a proper judgment can be made.
There are a lot of
It may end up being
manufacturers.
amazing.
Yeah, there are a lot of
I mean-
manufacturers throwing their hat into this race. It's not like just, it's not like Virtual Boy where one was just taking a risk. This is something that multiple manufacturers have bought into. There's going to be an ecosystem for this and all that kind of stuff. It's much more realistic, and it's also an add-on to an already existing console more so than just a separate console purchase. So there's a little bit lower of a barrier to entry. Yeah, it's expensive. Don't get me wrong. This is not going to be mainstream instantly, but as people start to see people that are basically buying this as like a luxury purchase, as they start to see that it's actually kind of cool and its prices start to come down, I think it'll catch on. I don't know if it'll go the way of like 3D TVs, but I don't know.
Well,
it's tough. It's tough to say.
Actually,
I think
it
about
might.
like. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, actually, it might. I mean, I'm not sure if it might or not. But if you remember the 3DS, remember how many headaches that gave people and everything? I'm thinking with VR, with your eyes that close to a screen, it might do the same thing.
Well, the
But the
3DS, the 3DS definitely
It's
died
very
out.
successful.
Yeah, it's like the most fucking successful thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it-
Well, I mean,
that's
the
another
3D
thing.
part gave people headaches.
Because you can
so-
turn the slider down and then the 3D goes away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kid
This
has
is-
one, but she can't use the 3D because she's young.
Yeah.
I won't let you.
Can I see that?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, having your eyes that close to a screen, it might, trigger some headaches or migraines or something. You might want to be careful of that.
For some people. But for fucking crazy ass motherfuckers who want to try some fucking new shit, the new shit on the streets.
Oh, he's still going.
that
shit.
new crack.
I want that
How
shit
many
in.
Shamrock shakes have you
It-
had today, Luke?
I want a fucking Shamrock shake.
I think
In
Jack
my-
is trying.
In his mouth. Yeah, we get it.
I think Jack
Oh,
was
yeah.
trying to say something.
Well, we're all trying to say something.
Yeah,
here.
Loophole won't shut up.
I want
Ooh.
VR. I'm the
Shut
only
up,
one.
Will,
who
man.
wants
we
VR.
understand
No,
that.
we get it.
You can stop the
I
spread.
understand, but you need to shut them out.
All I
Nah.
was trying to say is, can I see my
That shit
can I see
says-
my asses in VR?
That is true.
Yo!
Shit.
He can play
Jack is on something.
Assassin's Creed. Look at that. VR.
Come on, we're innovation.
Okay,
there.
now I'm on board. Now I'm on
How
board.
about playing Mirror's Edge with VR support? That'd be
I'd
kind
That
love
would probably
that.
make people throw up.
Speaking of-
Dying Light with VR support would be pretty fucking dope.
Oh yeah.
Mirror's Edge would be a
Yeah.
thing.
Speaking of,
First person has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Loophole just wants his Love Live
GTA
VR
5.
game.
GTA 5
yeah,
first
that's
person be dope.
Yep. I love that.
You'd love live
Speaking
it.
speaking of VR, I was actually watching a video not too long ago with Piri and Flax trying out the HTC Vive. It was like a little demo for it, and there was this really cool thing where there was like little paddles you put in your hands while you had the helmet on, and he was playing this like painting game, and it looked really cool. I have a video of it. ESL posted it not too long ago during the Frankfurt Major, but I'll link the video here, and it's him using the VR itself, and it looks really neat. And I actually think, and it really looks interesting. I'm wondering how that's going to be played out with the games it will be compatible for and stuff.
Yee.
So it actually interests me a little. So there you go. There's the video. If you
Very
guys want
nice.
to take a look at it.
Very, very nice.
Well, my own point was that something that visually intensive, it might have adverse effects. So I'm hoping that the VR will not be as bad as the Virtual Boy or the 3D on the 3DS was. I'm hoping that it won't be too intense for normal people to just use it for a long period of time.
The Virtual Boy was harsh because it just had like the worst fucking
Resolution. worst
resolution, and then you had a black background with red
Yeah.
Well, all that
polygons
was
and
your,
It's
shit.
gonna make you go
your
blind.
eyes had to focus on two different planes to see the
Yeah.
like a 3D. So anytime you're going to be doing that, it's like a magic eye picture. You really are going to be giving your little eyes a workout doing that.
Yeah, but I want my eyes to get a workout. It's like crap.
That'd be the only part of your body. That'd be the only part of your body to get a workout in years. So yeah, that's
Nah,
actually
that's
that
not-
sounds like a good
Nico B
idea.
in there.
Nico,
Yeah,
Nico
your wrist
B.
probably needs a break.
I want to
Yeah,
play.
does the flick of the wrist.
Yo, I want to play like a super fast fucking racing game like F-Zero in VR. Yo, I'd come. I'd
All
come
right.
for this shit.
That's super.
That's,
We're glad to know
that's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Would you do that? They have Bully for VR.
Oh, dude, I'd come twice.
Oh, great.
Oh, okay. That's
Super.
So no matter
that's,
what,
that's
loophole's
great.
going to come.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. So
Moving right.
So this sort of links in with an anonymous question. What are the SOK's thoughts on the pricing for the VR headsets? PlayStation VR 400, Oculus Rift 600, and HTC Vive 800.
I think we sort
It's
of covered that
reasonable.
one. When
Yeah.
it goes more mainstream, we'll
It's too
probably see a
expensive.
price. Yeah,
I think
the price will drop if
is,
it takes off.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable, honestly.
Yeah, the
Yeah, for
price
what
is
it is.
both pretty good.
The Vive comes with little paddles and stuff too, right? It's
Yeah,
like
but
so
it's stupid.
with the video that I showed off, that's what it's showing. It's the demo of it.
Oculus Rift, I believe, comes with a
Xbox One controller.
Xbox One controller. So
And all the necessary stuff. Also, you need to buy a PlayStation camera for PlayStation VR, which is a little funky, a little shitty, but they're cheap. So
They're not expensive.
I had that dusty ass camera still sitting on my TV.
yeah. So. Some use had that, and they're not that expensive anymore, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
but-
they're inexpensive,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
so it's not too big of a deal.
yep. Okay, let's see. What other gaming topics do we got here? Are any SOK members interested in the VR? Okay, that's Leave No One Alive 69. So thank you for submitting about the VR. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What
Oh, no.
is SOK's opinion on Doom?
Looks
I
great.
haven't.
I am
I-
excited about
I am
the shit.
so excited,
It's gonna be great.
and I just can't hide it.
It's gonna be grape.
Well,
on PC.
congratulations, Sean. Very happy to hear that.
Now Lawful's gonna be great on any platform you play it on because all of them gonna be
It
at
is 60
frames.
FPS. It
Yeah.
is.
It's
So,
gonna be
you
great.
know,
Now,
it will
I'm-
be good.
It's
I
not
might
good, I am
actually-
going to commit seppuku. Like it has to be good.
I
Good
might
God,
actually,
if it's not amazing, I'm gonna hurt myself.
I might actually
Don't
get
do
the
that.
shit on
I put-
PS4 You know,
Nah.
my buddies are gonna be playing it on PS4. The squad is gonna have it on the PS4. And lately, my multi-platform
Yep.
decisions have been based on what are my friends gonna have, because I don't think Doom is a game I'm gonna be playing too much single player of, and you know, it's got to be squad-tastic. SOK plays Doom, you dig? So yeah.
If we
I
can
might,
get that localization problem sorted, I am there. I'm there.
Yeah, I might get it myself. I really want to actually start playing shooters again. So
I hate shooters.
that'll be interesting. I never said I fucking hated
You
shooters. I
did.
just said I
Yes, you
didn't.
did.
Yes, you
I just
did.
Yes,
I
you
said I
did.
didn't
You
really like
did.
playing.
Remember
them.
your charity
it's
challenges were to
something
try to
I
get
do.
you to play shooters, and you were like, I don't like them. I'm not gonna play it.
I never
I
said I
played
hate. I
Doom
never said I
back when it
hated
was-
them.
I only want to
Yes,
play
you
games
did.
I masturbate to. That's it.
Ooh.
I never once said I hated them.
Yes, you did. We will go back and pull the footage. Don't you dare
Okay.
say that. We will pull the footage on
Okay,
that
then
one.
prove me
Yeah,
wrong.
give me
Yeah.
till next week. I'll pull the footage on
Here's the
that.
thing. I love that they're redoing Doom for the modern age. Where's Heretic? I want my mods for Doom for the modern
Heretic.
age. You know? No, what? No. I want-
Heretic is too old.
Too
It's
old.
too
Doom.
outdated.
It's
It's
a mod.
outdated. It's outdated.
Too old,
mod of
TBH.
Doom.
It's outdated.
It is a mod of Doom. It's the same
Yeah,
engine,
but it's
the same
outdated.
everything, just with different looking walls.
It's outdated. The layout's stupid.
Then
the
so is
gameplay
Doom.
is
It's the
stupid.
exact same thing. It's just different.
But Doom is good. Has good level design.
Yeah. Yeah, and
You-
so does Heretic. It's just a mod.
By the way, Lupo
Uh,
fucking hated the goddamn game when he saw it, by the way. If
Well,
we-
here's the thing. Here's
I
the
don't
thing.
like
The way they
it.
presented it, the way they
Yeah,
presented it,
Heretic
it's
kind
way
of-
different than what it actually is.
Yeah, you saw the
Everyone
fucking...
liked
It is
Heretic.
way
You saw the
different.
introductory level. And
And it was all Call of Duty and shit, and then they fucking
Call
changed.
of Duty.
It was,
They
dude.
were in a
it
fucking
was.
They were on a spaceship foundry.
Dude, go
type of
back
shit.
to that E3 trailer. It was a lot like fucking Call
Nah,
of Duty.
TBH.
Actually-
And the filter on it was shit.
Actually, to me, the gameplay looks like a hardcore version of Halo.
Yeah, the multiplayer
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
kinda
fucking
how it
Halo
seems.
with gore.
Yee.
It's Gwape.
Yeah,
Love
it's
it.
better than Halo.
Yee. But anyways, you hated the shit. Oh, I don't like it.
Well, I saw gameplay of it, like
Gimple?
good gameplay of it, and it was better.
Uh-huh.
The single player seems like it's just that thing where it's like instant kill everything. I don't know. I wonder what they're gonna
It's called
do.
Shooter.
No, I meant like with the fucking when you go up to them and oh god, it's so fucking hard to explain. It pretty much just like you fucking instant kill them when you go up to the
Called
enemy.
melee kill.
Whatever the fuck.
Called knifing.
Looking at the knife.
Yeah.
I don't. I sincerely hope that's not a thing in multiplayer.
Oh man, you know
That's-
that'd be so great if you can see like a replay of a melee kill and you can say
Yeah.
I'm looking at the knife right now.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm
my
looking at
God.
that knife.
Loophole. Check out the chat right now. They're doing
Alright.
Heretic. Let's hear it for Heretic.
Oh.
Heretic. Nah.
Ooh, heretic. Look at that.
Close.
It's a
Yeah.
stupid game.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a fun ass game.
it was.
It's a
Thank you.
shooter. Mister, I like
Just
shooters
mod
now
for
for,
Doom. It
for
was
no
the same
reason.
thing.
I said I didn't like playing them. I never once said that I hated them.
I mean,
There's
Oh,
a
no,
difference
no,
between me
no.
saying I hate the games and me not like.
You said you
not-
hate the
yelling at
genre. No, you said you hate the
I
genre.
mean, Mago did play Far Cry 3, so I guess.
Yeah.
it's-
Oh, I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was recent. Times change.
Yeah, recent. Whoa,
changed.
times change.
It's like a year ago.
Yeah. Nah.
Year ago. What the hell are you talking about,
It's a year ago and played the
Ooh.
shit.
All right.
dude? I was
Thank
just
you,
playing it
yes,
recently.
Heretic. Shadow of the Serpent Riders is the best name.
The Serpent Riders. That sounds terrible.
It was one of the chapters in
Darn the Serpent.
Serpent Riders. Sounds like the Dick Riders.
Shadow of the Serpent Riders. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Shout out to
Heretic
Dick
was
Riders.
awesome. I'm sticking with that. I'm taking a hardline stance here.
Yeah.
Heretic was.
All right. What else we got here? Oh, this one I'm sure we'll get some good discussion. Did we talk about episodic games last time?
Nope.
I feel like
No.
last week we talked about. All right, let's do
I thought we
this.
talked about Hitman.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, that's right. The Hitman discussion.
I don't know if this has already been asked,
I
but
think it has, actually.
with games nowadays feeling incomplete or rather released as episodic stuff instead of being a complete package, do you think that companies and/or developers will follow this route? Submitted by Jose, aka Destiny Decade.
Only
God, I hope.
I would say only the greedy companies will. Like Square
Who's not
Enix.
greedy to do an episodic game and it's the same content as a $60 release.
Look,
How's
all I'm
that
saying
greedy?
is that every game does not have to be episodic. I mean, it could be for certain games, but not for every game.
Hitman, it works.
If it works in the narrative, if it works organically as an episodic game, it's fine. It's when they're just doing it to try and milk or get
That's-
extra time out of
I don't
There's
see
some
how
things that I don't know.
If
Yeah, honestly, I
anything,
feel like
it's-
it shouldn't be for. Sorry about that, but it shouldn't be for every game. Like, there's certain games I understand. Like, if you're going with a game such as
Wolf Among
any
Us.
Telltale game,
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us, any game such as that you're setting up kind of your own story or whatever. That's fine. Or if it's like you have to change certain things, that's fine. But I feel like making a game episodic for no reason, even when you have a story already made, like you already have the story in mind, it just seems lazy. Like with Final Fantasy VII, that to me doesn't feel like it needs to be episodic. It's already got the story down. So what's the point of making it episodic?
You know what
Jeff
it feels
said it
like?
better than I could, but exactly what he just said.
After that one game, Life is Strange, came up with was episodic. It felt like Square Enix wants to make all their games episodic now for some reason. After
I'm
they
trying
made
it out with Hitman, and for Hitman so far, I think it's working because the way it does that game, they're very, all the missions are very different from each other, different locations each mission, so variety and stuff. For Hitman, it works. For Final Fantasy VII, it's not out yet. It's not even close to being out. I think the reason why they're doing it for that is the game's
Get
way
it
too
out
long.
faster.
It's way too long, and to do that with modern graphics would take forever.
It took forever to make Final Fantasy 15.
I'm just
Well,
thinking.
they stopped working on it.
Yeah,
they stopped
they did
working on it and they
stop
brought it
working on it.
back.
I'm just thinking like how long each episode's going to be. Because if it's like a 10-hour increment, maybe it will be, I don't know, I guess it would be worth it. And also depends on how much each episode's going to be too. It seems really fucking stupid that they're doing that, but sorry, I just muted myself by accident.
I can hear you though.
Fucking hotkey. Anyway, it seems really kind of silly that they're doing it, but I can understand why they're splitting up each each part of the game in one episode, and maybe it's going to include like stuff from Advent Children and stuff like that too,
Well,
and Crisis
hopefully.
Core.
I don't think they're going to go that
Kill
far.
me if it does. Kill me.
I'm just saying, like if they cover both those stories too, then I guess it would make a little bit more sense, but I don't know.
I think I would be a little bit fine with it if each episode like come out every month, because if they're gonna be like Telltale, we gotta wait like 3 or 4 months for another episode. That gives me a little annoyed.
Oh, that's
For
because
Final
Telltale
Fantasy
just can't stick on one story.
Final Fantasy VII is probably going to take a long ass time.
Forever.
I wouldn't be surprised if Final Fantasy VII, from the release of the first episode to the release of the last episode, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a span of a year in between the two.
I absolutely would not be surprised. Not at all.
That's gross though.
And before Kingdom Hearts 3 is episodic.
I don't see how that's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if RE2 remake was episodic.
That doesn't make sense because Resident Evil 2 is
Resident Evil
that's
Revelations
when
2
you can
was
get
that doesn't make
pitchfork.
sense.
Don't give
Pitchforks come out.
Capcom
So
ideas, Torres.
It's so short though.
$60 for the Leon game and $60 for the player game.
That
Because
doesn't make sense.
that Resident Evil Revelations 2 was technically episodic.
Yeah, that was stupid. That didn't make sense. That's one of those that didn't
They
make
didn't
sense.
need to do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, and
true.
those were like, what, a
Fair.
week apart?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Isn't that
yeah,
felt
but
like
no reason for it though.
No, there was no reason for that.
So it depends on the game. For Hitman, I think it works. That's the new one, but it didn't really bother me. I thought it was fine how they did it, or how they're doing it.
We lost Fred.
I figured.
It's all good.
Place turns into chaos if Fred leaves.
I
What
just
the-
feel like episodic games are becoming more of a common thing now.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, hey, I mean, so long as I don't see them in my games, and so long as, I mean, if I do see them in the games that I play, I mean, and if it's justified, then okay. But if it's in the games that I play and it isn't justified, it's like, what the fuck, man? Why you gotta squeeze more money out of me? That's
It's
bullshit.
gotta be like
Same.
that.
I don't agree though with the money thing because for all the games I've seen, when it's full, it's the same price as a regular game with all the episodes. I don't see how it's greedy at all. I don't see
Well,
it.
I wouldn't know the price of those.
I-
so.
Not less in some instances.
Well, like, because Hitman, what, episode 1 is like $20?
It's
So
insane.
if they're doing it with like
15
each
comes
episode,
commissions.
I can understand why the episodes are going to be like cheaper than usual, and then they're gonna have like the thing where if you buy the entire game itself for $60, and I mean it kind of makes sense in a way. It just kind of seems really weird to me that they're going this route with Final Fantasy VII of all things and Hitman, but whatever.
Yeah. Hitman
It's
was
their
the one that I
decision.
thought, what the hell? That is not something that would seem to lend itself to being episodic. And it
I
just seems
played-
like a bit of a cash grab.
Actually, I
played
can
it.
see
It was
Hitman as
fun.
being episodic, but I think I'll wait anyways until the full game
Oh.
comes out.
Look, I'm happy to be proven wrong on that.
Hitman
No, I mean,
works.
like, considering that Hitman's an open world and all, like, there's
No, it's
going to be
not.
many ways you can pull off your assassinations. So, I mean, it'll give players enough time per episode to get to a lot of, to get their money's worth out of each episode.
Yeah, and it goes back to that thing. I guess probably can't judge it until we see it in full
Isn't
swing.
the new one more open? Just a little bit
Yeah.
more?
It's like
It's
Blood
an
Money.
open world.
It's like
Okay.
Blood Money, not like Absolution. I would say it's open world, but it's a very open level, and it's an open map, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think for what it is, I think Kama's right that you get a big map. The one you get in this one is pretty big, the Paris one, and they're completely different locations, and the story doesn't really matter that much. It wouldn't really matter if this was all at once. And a lot of times, you want to replay the same missions over and over again, do better, try something new. That's experimentation. That's what Hitman is. And I think what they're
Yes,
doing is fine.
experimentation is always good, kids.
Well, not to mention, Hitman's never really
Yeah,
been
dude,
about the
Jones.
story. It's been more about
No.
the gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay is
Well,
great
Absolution was kind of more of the story.
Oh, yeah.
because Absolution sucked. That one everyone hated.
No, I don't hate Absolution, but it did feel like a movie tie-in game more than an actual Hitman
A
game.
movie tie-in game.
Right?
Or what
Yeah.
makes it-
If it was better than any Hitman movie that came out the past couple of years.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like,
You mean any
Hitman
Hitman
Absolution
movie
would have
ever?
been a better Hitman movie than the one that came out. So
That's true, but then again, most anything is better than Hitman Agent 47.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yo.
not saying much. But as a game, that game sucked.
I didn't hate it. I mean, even the new system that was in it that made you slow down time and shit. What that
Oh,
wasn't
kill me!
bad.
That made me want to
Instinct?
die.
That's just Max Payne.
Yeah, Instinct. Instinct wasn't as bad as people made it out to be because it did
Oh.
drain really fast. So
Oh,
It is one thing that bothers me. You wearing disguises, but you gotta have instinct when you pass the guards. Like, what's the point of the disguises then?
it was so bad.
well, I mean, like, it's not like the disguises ever worked that well in the other games either. I mean, they could detect you pretty fast then.
Yeah,
I
but
played the beta for the new one. They actually don't detect you that quick compared to Absolution.
Hitman, the new one is Grape, and I think it works fine for episodic. I can see why they did it.
I played it. I played Absolution on hard, and I barely ever had to use Instinct. So
I just
turned
want
the
to point
shit
out
off.
this time the chat is correct. Fred is muted.
What a
Where
faggot.
did Fred go?
It's not muted. He said he would be
Yeah.
right back real quick.
Yeah,
That's a while
don't freak
ago.
out whenever Fred's not on for half a millisecond.
I'm just saying. Finally they're saying Fred's muted. This time he actually is.
I guess we can move on to another topic.
Yeah. Is anyone
Yeah,
got the Google
let's see.
Doc open?
Yeah, sure.
Google the shit.
Oh, I actually kind of like this question, and it goes like this: if you had to play one game, knowing it was the last game you were ever going to play, due to life and lack of interest in gaming in general, etc., what game would it be? And it came from
Silent Hill
Quest.
Shit.
All right.
The last game?
Yeah, if it was the last game you played, like
Silent
Yeah.
Hill 2.
you would play pretty much.
Spyro 1.
What a faggot.
Oh, that's not a bad. That's not a bad. choice.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, you know what? No, original Sonic. First.
Oh, right in the gut.
Jesus.
Oh
What?
no.
Oh,
Oh,
an original Sonic.
When I was a kid,
everything.
I
Just
loved
Sonic. Just Sonic. Just
Oh,
The
here we go with
original
hipster.
one.
Ah,
Yeah,
no.
and now
Oh, it's
here we go
hipster
with
to
the-
like
yep.
Sonic.
No,
No, it's
I think-
hipster to like Sonic.
It's cool to hate.
I
No,
mean,
it's
I
not.
would,
It's
I would
wait,
understand if
dude.
you hate the modern Sonic, but why the
Over here.
original?
The original
The
Sonic.
original,
So
yeah.
bad.
The
It's
2D
so
original
bad.
How
Sonic
did you hate Sonic
It's
2 of all
horrible,
things?
dude. It's so bad.
What
I'm
compared to the
sorry.
ones now, which are amazing? No, the ones now are awful. The first Sonic game. A lot of people are probably too young to have played it when they were little, but I
I
did.
played the shit. I played it on the PS2 classic stuff, and the shit sucked.
Their
After the
emulators
first
suck.
level,
You
after
have
the
to
first
play
level,
it.
it sucked.
You have to have played it on the Mega Drive. I would go back in time if it's the only thing I can do before I die. Go back in time, get my Mega Drive back.
Yeah.
Play the original Sonic on
Hey.
Mega Drive.
What, are you
There's
guys awaiting
Fred.
checkpoints,
Yeah.
loophole?
So back on
This-
topic here.
This question's kind
Ah.
of hard because I would either go with either Spider-Man 2 or Ultimate Spider-Man.
I would go with I would go with Kirby Superstar. I fucking loved playing that game as a kid, and I still love playing it now. I played a lot on the DS, so I'm gonna go with that.
You know, I'll go with fuck. I'll go with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. So I had to step out real quick for the episodic, stuff there. That was pretty good. Are you guys satisfied with the level of discourse there? Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, we are already on the next one.
What's the next one?
It says if you had one game to play, known as the last game you were
very
ever
nice.
going to play.
That is
Yeah.
exactly where I was gonna go. Again, that is submitted by
Yeah.
Mr. Kless, keeping it classy. What have you guys arrived at so far?
I've thought of Kirby Superstar because that's like one of the games that I play more than anything, other than Dota. But I stopped playing that recently. So
All right.
I got completely ripped limb from limb for saying the original Sonic the Hedgehog
There.
on the Mega
it's
Drive.
loophole.
That's
You
fun.
shouldn't
There,
expect
it's
much.
fun.
Yeah, right? 2D,
Oh.
all that
Oh
shit.
my
Yeah.
god.
Well, this is not like a game you have to play for the rest of your life. This is just the last game you
Your
would play,
last
like
one.
your last meal. You know what I mean?
My last.
It's either that one or, for me, probably Silent Hill 2 would top it. Though.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
love
game.
that game.
You know what? Fuck it. Ultimate
So
Spider-Man.
much.
I'm switching.
Ultimate
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Ooh.
It's hard. I love playing both of those games when I was younger, man.
Apparently, you're a big Spider-Man fan
I
too.
would play.
Yeah.
I would play Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder.
Yeah, that's
Hydro
pretty fun.
Thunder was a fucking badass game.
I think I'd say Psychonauts.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 3, yeah. Tomo Kuroki. I agree with that as well.
I'd go back and play the one game that led me to where I am now in regards to, like having met great people and everything. And that game is Brave
Dreamland?
Fencer Musashiden for
What
the
the fuck?
PS1.
What the fuck?
Fucking
I
weak.
thought that was Meme Run though.
I thought that was your favorite game.
Ooh.
No.
Well, no,
Mishikudu Musapadin,
No, Brave Fencer Musashi.
Dick Sucky Japanizu.
Dick sucky.
Yeah, go back to playing.
All
fucking-
right, moving on. nap.
Pissed off
We're
everyone
not going down that road. All right, let's have a look-see. All right. So for me, if I were to choose a game that I would play last, like my last foray, I'm going to go...
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
go-
Persona 4.
No, not at all. You know what I'm gonna
Destiny.
say? I'm gonna go GTA Vice City.
All right.
Such a delightful game. The soundtrack is just so awesome. I mean, you really can't stress. I mean, do you think about Grand Theft Auto, right? Think about how much time you spend in cars, right? And just driving is a joy. Just to drive around, every time you hop in a car, you're greeted by something awesome. It's one of the games where like you can almost do any radio station and it's dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, some of the music is just so cool. The atmosphere, the weapons are just right. Man, oh man, I'd love to see, and that's the problem when they do a lot of remasters, they change some shit. I'd love to see just a flat out just remaster in terms of boosting the textures and stuff, the resolution, the frame rate, maybe possibly tweak the shooting just a teeny bit, but if possible, I'd like to see a remaster of the game that is as true to form as possible. I'm talking like almost nothing changed. I know that the music would probably be a problem, so it would have to be like a fan project or something like that, but man, oh man. Or if they do the PC version, maybe you can put your own custom soundtrack in which you can make those radio stations. But man, just GTA Vice City is such a feel-good game. For me, it was a game that I played when I was younger on the PS2, a magical era. That's it.
Something
That's
about
gotta
Fred's
be it.
voice right now. I know. Are you rubbing your nipples as you say that? Because
It sounds like you're enjoying it a little too
you're
much.
getting
That,
right.
that was very romantic.
It was. It's just a game I love so much. I love the game,
Aw.
and I have very, very fond memories of that game. That's the one. That's got to be.
When it comes
nice.
to PS2 games, I'd rather see them get a remake instead of like a texture remaster. Honestly,
Texture remaster.
you know, higher frame rate and all that shit, but still, PS2 games should get like a remake instead of a remastered.
I don't know. I don't think I'd like a remake.
No.
A remake is gonna be different
Some-
music and different bullshit. They probably have to change voice actors and all the shit. Nah, remaster the shit.
I don't see how they. I don't
Even
see how they
some
would
of that
change the
will go.
soundtrack.
Not right.
Because
did
just look at
licensing
just look at San Andreas on the PC on Steam. They had to remove a bunch of songs because their licensing agreement ended.
Wow.
Possibly soon we'll see one where a remake is not the best option.
Yeah.
Not saying anything specific, but
So that's mine. Any other last games? The last meal style video game you would play? No, Matt, I know you're probably gonna have your last meal here.
Ghouls and Ghosts. Oh my God, Ghouls and Ghosts. Yep.
No, Matt, I know you're probably gonna have your last meal here in a couple years, being on death row. What would be the last game you would play if they were to let you have you know, some sort of gaming apparatus?
He's gonna say Fallout 2.
He's never gonna finish Fallout 2.
Or are you trying to say Nomad is Cyber Ice Blood?
Yeah. But go ahead, Nomad. I'm sorry.
Probably New Vegas.
New Vegas. Wow. Very good try. And that'll take you a while, too, so you could prolong your death, you know.
Yeah.
Any other ones?
It would be a good stay of execution if you start that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
That's
Nomad starts up Fallout 2 again, he could live for the rest, you know, for eternity. Never finish that shit. Playing every time you talk to the guy, he's fucking playing Fallout 2.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Somebody asked. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, there's people on forums who've played Fallout, who've been playing Fallout 2 for like fucking 15 years and still haven't gotten, you know, still holds up to this day.
Nah.
Okay, now this is a ridiculous. I had no idea this was something. We had a question here from Garrus. It says, Calico Chameleon thoughts. So I had to look this up. I have no idea what the fuck a Calico
dude, it's
Chameleon is.
Oh, it's so shady.
Why does that sound familiar? I
Yeah,
so
don't
that
know
shady. Yeah, that shady
It
shit
was-
that they pulled.
It was originally
Retro
called
VGS.
the Retro VGS.
Yep.
Then the Calico Chameleon. I almost said champion. Then, after it lost the Calico license, was referred to as the Retro Chameleon. The creator said that it was inspired by the second to fifth generations of home video game consoles, and it was planned to run all of the games on individual cartridges as opposed to discs or downloads. Kickstarter was planned to raise the funds, but this was later moved to Indiegogo a week before, when a physical prototype was not even produced. They plan to use the main console and cartridge shells of the Jaguar to house completely new hardware to play brand new games.
What?
It was going to have HDMI, composite, USB, and on March 8th of 2016, so 9 days ago, they pulled down their online social media presence after Calico withdrawn their support and involvement. Interesting.
Whoa.
Lupo,
Yeah.
you've been giggling a little bit. You've been following this shit?
Not extensively. There's other people who have gone deeper into it.
Yep.
You pretty much just said all that I know. I just think it's fucking funny.
Hmm.
It's really, It's really shady. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing for it to be shady on. But yeah, that's really about all I know.
So it was like an
Didn't-
emulator console, but it was supposed to be
Yes.
on. But it's
Yeah.
supposed to be on cartridges.
Yeah.
Supposedly, the prototype they did have turned out to be a capture card.
Yep.
And
What?
yeah, supposedly
Weird
it was a capture card that was
Um,
outputting to TV to make it look like it was actually playing games.
That is shady.
Yeah, if that's true, that is. I'm just going by what like the people have said. But yeah, it it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's just mostly all the shit that were behind it, and this has been like a reoccurring thing for like the past few months.
Now here's something here. There was a prototype. I'm reading this from the wiki. I think I also saw some people in chat talking about this, so I looked into it more. The American International Toy Fair in New York, February 2016. People were concerned why games were being played on a Coleco Chameleon using a Super Nintendo controller, and even more questions were raised when the amount of black electrical tape was found on the console. According to Atari Age Forum, the prototype was nothing more than a motherboard of a Super Nintendo, the SNES 101, inside of a Jaguar case using a flash cartridge to emulate SNES games. Pictures comparing the SNES motherboard to the official picture of the Coleco Chameleon proved it was possible that they have shown Super Nintendo hardware at the fair. Then, in response to that, they posted a series of new images to Facebook showing a new prototype in a clear case. Eventually, the members of Atari Age Forum, the same one that outed them as using a Super Nintendo, discovered that the new prototype was another fake after finding that the motherboard visible in the clear case was actually a Hiccup 50B CCTV capture card rather than a game console motherboard.
Oh my God.
Retro VGS had quickly removed the top-down image of the prototype from their Facebook page, but not before a comparison of the prototype and the capture card began circulating on the internet. Shortly after the details of the second prototype began circling around the internet, YouTuber Brian Thomas Barnhart posted a video to YouTube detailing his experiences with the Chameleon after Mike Kennedy asked him to film the video for the Kickstarter campaign. In his video, Barnhart alleges that on 2 occasions, Retro VGS was unable to provide a working prototype for filming, and that shortly before the Kickstarter was due to launch, Kennedy asked him to record a short video of Kennedy presenting his call to arms and several voiceovers to overlay on existing footage of the console. Barnhart ultimately refused to do so, citing that voiceovers could be misused. Instead, he invited Kennedy to come show him the Jag Bar and present the console, an offer that Kennedy ultimately turned down. Barnhart then continues by reading through the entire script that was allegedly provided to him by Retro VGS. Then finally, Coleco Holdings demanded that prototype units be inspected by independent engineers and have stated that they demanded that they pull their name from the project, and that is when they officially pulled their name. So basically, this company showed 2 shady ass prototypes. Coleco caught wind of this, said, "We want you to fucking prove that these are real, and if you do not prove that they are real, then we're dipping out of this." And they ended up dipping out of that. So shady shit.
Jesus.
Yep.
Yep,
Any further
Shady
thoughts
ass
on
shit.
that kind of stuff?
pretty shitty.
It's shit.
Speaking of shitty,
What?
What?
let's talk about that possible NX controller.
We already did that.
Did we?
We already did that. When it
Hey.
first came out, we all took, yeah, we'll just wait and see pretty much.
Oh yeah, we looked at these images before. Here's a
Yeah.
new one though.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Here's one. No, it's like an actual picture of the controller.
Looks like garbage.
Yeah, let's look at this. Why not? I'll link it in the chat. Just the image itself. You can see this here. And then I'll grab this like this.
That looks retarded. That's fake. That is fake.
Yeah, it
This
looks
is what
that
is
is
being-
fucking so fake.
This is what
looks
is
pretty
being
bad.
alleged as a
Dude.
actual controller that is like
if that-
on.
If that shit is real, I'm done.
What?
They're committing suicide. That's
What?
not real. That's not real. I'm telling you, that's not
What
real.
am I even looking at?
That's not real. I'm telling you right now. It's not real. It
can't
looks
make sense of what I'm saying.
exactly. It looks exactly like the stupid figures that we fucking saw a while back. Exactly.
Well, wouldn't
like-
that
it's
make
not gonna
sense
be
that it
like
would look like that if those were the actual things?
Put the post-it. That
A lot of
says, "You
times it
will
don't
say
always
wow."
go up on that. It looks exactly like those figures. It does not look real.
All right.
There's so many shit on leaked stuff with Nintendo. I don't know why Nintendo more than anyone else gets a lot of shit about all leaked, like Smash character leak, confirmed. Like shut up.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's not real.
I think this looks
bet.
reasonable, though. I mean, this looks like this is, at the very least, though, even if this isn't real, this actually gives a better idea of what it's going to look like if those patents are actually going to be used in that way. This is sort of, you could even think of this, even if it's not real, you can kind of think of it as a mock-up, right? I mean, let's be fair.
Yes.
Think
I
about
like
it
how
as a
that
mock-up.
controller has touchscreen buttons.
Yeah, that's
so
the point.
stupid.
It's gonna have like adapting buttons, but the thing is, you lose a tactile sensation of an actual button. So, it's like a phone with joysticks.
And the thing with patents too, they're going to patent the design, but just because they filed for the patent doesn't mean they're necessarily going to use it. It just gives them the option to use it without having to deal with the legalities of it later on down the road.
Yeah,
Right.
nobody else can swoop.
I'm hoping they're smart enough to know that they really need to make something that's functional and more traditional than how they have been handling their consoles, because I mean they can't afford another bomb as far as their entering
Why?
the console market.
Why is it so hard to make a normal fucking controller? Why?
Well, see, you gotta innovate.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna be sitting out of that console anyway, no matter what it ends up being. I just don't enjoy having Nintendo consoles anymore. I'm sorry, that's just me. This generation, I've got the PS4, I've got my PC. I mean, I don't need anything else. If I'm gonna be investing something, multiple hundreds of dollars for something, I'm gonna get a new graphics card, and I'm gonna continue to PC game and use my PS4 for console exclusives. So. I'm cool on that. I'm gonna be sitting out of this regardless. So I don't really have a stake in it. It's just, I know there's a lot of fans, like Moogle. It's a Moogle console. He likes Nintendo and shit like that, and probably Lipple will buy one because he buys everything under the sun, including the newest the newest Leapfrog console.
I did buy a Leapster.
Yeah, see? Fucking leapfrog.
I'm looking at the shit right now. I'm looking at the
You have a
knife.
VTech?
No, I have a video now.
Uh,
I have a bunch of weird shit. I have a Hyperscan. I have an Ouya.
Look at this.
You have an
fucking guy.
Ouya? What?
Yep.
I've never talked to anybody that's had an
I have
Ouya.
an Ouya.
he's got everything.
What is the Ouya like?
I have a Leapfrog.
You really are a
Just got a
hipster.
fucking VTech.
I'm a hipster. I'm a hipster because I have a Leapfrog.
Yay.
Oh, you're
No,
you're
because you
hipster
have
got
an
the
Ouya.
Oh, dude, the shit sucked. I gave it a chance, but it sucked.
Yeah. Now it's a
It was
paperweight.
terrible.
Well, I don't know.
It is.
was-
It actually is. It's actually a good paperweight. It's the right size. It's nice and compact.
Mm.
Well, I have an N gauge. I have I got the fucking Gizmondo.
Gizmondo.
Yeah,
fuck
Gizmondo.
is
With,
Fuck
that
is a
shit is
Gizmondo?
shady. You want to talk about shady shit? That shit was made by fucking gangsters.
Gangsters.
I'm not even kidding. The guy who made this mobile device called the Gizmondo, it's a real thing.
Uh-huh.
Was
Gizmundo.
made by like some fucking crime like lord, and he
Alright.
fucking made it because he wanted to get into video games. The Gizmondo, it has its own. It got like sponsored, not sponsored, but like fucking I don't know how you'd say it by. It got manufactured by
Endorsed.
Tiger Telematics. It's not Tiger Electronics. It's Tiger Telematics.
Yeah. Alright.
This is what the Gizmondo looked like. It was fucking sketchy shit.
Ew.
It was
Just ew.
terrible. It's
Luke,
terrible. I
What the
bought
fuck
it.
is that
'cause it's cheap.
abortion of a console you posted in the
Right?
chat?
That's the Gizmondo.
It
That
looks
thing
like a
sucks.
Fisher Price
No,
toy.
the thing above it.
That's not
Yeah,
me.
yeah, the thing that
Oh,
looks like
yeah,
a Fisher
the-
Price toy.
I don't
So-
have that.
So that is actually a game console for kids.
Yeah, he took a
No
picture of
shit.
he took a picture of his newest purchase. He thought it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
they
yeah,
told him it
sure.
was a PS4.
Yeah.
That's that infamous PS4 Moogles
my-
has.
1 year it was like fucking 8 years ago. One of my cousins got that as a Christmas gift, and it was the most fucking ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I just remember that vaguely, so I thought I would share that. And it's an abomination. That's all I could say.
All right, now before we move on, we gotta wrap this up. We're running super late, and then we got the endures to do. So let's do a couple more topics and let's get the fuck out of here. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, let's head into the miscellaneous. There's always some fun stuff
these
there.
are always.
For sale, a big juicy van. Interesting trades considered. All right. So if anyone wants a big juicy van,
Well-
hit up Anonymous.
We are now a trading post. Also.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. Will you plan on drinking on the day, or will you prefer to just relax and have fun? Submitted by Jose, aka Destiny Decade. That'll be
Greatest
this
thing about
weekend.
being
Legal.
Australian.
That'll be
It's
this
already
weekend.
happened.
Yeah, this weekend.
I'm
Drinking
from the
lots
future.
of water.
I like to stay sober from alcohol. I'll put it that way before I do a podcast. So, does SOK have any plans for spring break? Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna tour with the Smashing Pumpkins and take cannonballs to the tour site.
With Kid Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got for spring break, finna eat that Shamrock shake again.
The Shamrock Shake.
What the fuck is a Shamrock Shake?
The
Sorry,
Shamrock
No,
Shake is
don't
the
give-
best drink
no.
ever.
No, don't.
Shamrock Shake is the best shake of all time. You know what a shake is? Do they have milkshakes
Yeah,
there?
we know what a
We
shake
have
is.
milkshakes.
It's
We
just the
have-
vanilla.
See, no,
shake with
she has
green
not. She
food
doesn't even know what a
coloring.
shake is.
I know. I just said we have milkshakes.
Oh, milkshakes. Okay,
should've
it's
got
like a minty milkshake, and it's delish.
Okay.
Moving on.
Thoughts on Nickelodeon?
Shamrock shakes.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
I'm
No
just-
more Shamrock fucking Shake.
That's the title of the
Thoughts
episode, but
on Nickelodeon bringing back Hey Arnold sometime this year for a 2-hour special that vows to answer all unanswered questions from the original series, such as what happened to Arnold's parents? Submitted by Anonymous.
Why is
I'm
his
looking
head
forward
shaped
to
like
it.
a football?
That I was gonna say, yeah. That's
He's
the
a
only
bitch.
unanswered question left.
he's a bitch.
He's a
Just a
bitch.
yes
Go ahead, Lupo.
Nugget.
Go ahead.
nugget.
Oh, Nugget.
Yes, nugget.
Uh-huh.
What a fag.
God damn it with the shit. Anyways, hey Arnold, I am excited. Somewhat. Yeah, I used to like Hey
I'm
Arnold.
not.
Ah,
They
come
could be
on.
bringing back Invaders.
Hey Arnold is pretty good. Oh, so I was a
The
young
best
boy,
show
Lewis.
that's ever.
This is the thing. Now, it says, oh, why does it look like he's wearing a skirt? And Sir Sandwich says he thinks it's a kilt. That's actually an undershirt.
Shirt.
Yeah,
it's like
he's
a
got a
flannel
shirt. It's a long flannel shirt, but it looks like a kilt. Looks like a skirt, but it's a long shirt. I always thought it was a skirt too, or like some sort of shit, but it's actually a very long undershirt.
It's a flannel. It's he's wearing flannel underneath his t-shirt.
Yeah, they do that all the time in Australia. See, it protects them from predators, like the kookaburra.
The only way we walk around. A kookaburra isn't a predator. Actually, no. They are. If you're having a barbecue, those fuckers will swoop down and steal your sausages
See?
right off it.
Exactly. Damn kookaburras
It's pretty
fuck up
good.
people's lives. But anyways, yeah, I'll watch it. I'll pirate it. I want to see,
You
what
always
what.
got a pirate shit.
Yeah, I want to see. I
Oh,
want to
he's
see
gonna
what
watch
happened.
Nickelodeon. Are you
I
gonna
want
watch
to see what happened to
Nickelodeon?
his parents. I want to see why they abandoned his bitch ass with the damn grandparents and shit in the boarding house. I want to see why he was sent to such misfortune.
That was
And
not an appropriate place
misfortune.
to raise a child. I'm just putting that out there.
Yes,
And
it
then,
was.
and then Arnold and Helga are gonna finally get together.
Fuck.
They're gonna. They're like 12.
God,
They
something's
grow
wrong.
up, all grown
Fred-
up.
Fred, have you
No.
written Hey Arnold fan fiction?
Hell no. Nah.
Why not?
Go there.
Don't.
Nah.
Why did
Yeah,
you
too
like
bad I
it?
never
to
did
be
the spin-off show.
Not
Why did
TBH.
you like? Why
So-
did you like fan
There you
fiction?
go. There's that. And then, all right. So, who's the best juicer of the SOK? This is part of the experimental Q&A section. Rap Clone asks, who's the best juicer of the SOK?
Not me.
I'm gonna say.
Does semen
Fred,
count
do-
as juice?
I think
Fred,
it's
you
probably
asked that in
Bagel. I think Bagel makes the best juice, doesn't it?
Fred, could you make
So
so
what?
we can do that in your Vince McMahon voice, please?
Oh no.
Oh,
Not
please.
right now.
Ah,
My throat
Wait,
is
wait.
quite hoarse.
Wait. So juicer, right?
Yeah, the one who
This-
produces juice.
The semen count.
the one that has
What?
the great juice.
yeah. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Semen counts. I'm the winner.
What the fuck? What are you using any situation to talk about your dick and balls? Get the fuck out of here.
What?
Yeah, what?
Did I mishear that, or did that actually happen?
What?
Nah. Well,
Yeah, get out of here with the shit. So that's
could
I'm
go
gonna say
closer.
bagel. I think bagel probably makes the best juice. Or
You want me to
Jack
go
Press.
closer
Jack
than
Press.
that?
That's juice, huh?
Jack Press puts a bunch of different fruits in one of those big ass women's asses and squeezes the shit together and makes juice. There you go. Ass
Stop
juice.
telling them about the secrets.
I could make everybody else's call. I could outgross you all. I'm female. I have
No.
breastfed a child.
It's
Super.
not
produce
gross.
my-
It's a part of life.
Yeah, part
I
of
know, it's
life.
not-
A part of life that Loophole just recently got done with. He's about 3 years old,
What?
by the way.
Don't speak about younger me.
Don't speak about the
No.
youngin. Yeah.
But
Let's
I do
see.
have to
Sorry,
speak
Lois.
what's up.
Oh,
Well,
here's
let's
a
try-
good question for Lipple here.
Yeah,
Is it better to buy a pre-built PC or to build one?
build one.
Oh, and why is
I
it that you
never
did
said
it?
okay. I never
why
said it was
why
better.
is it that you didn't do that, Lipple?
I just don't want to. I just don't want to build it. But I know it's better.
I don't wanna.
I'm lazy.
Oh,
I want to
don't
build it.
wanna. You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? You don't wanna.
I mean,
Wow.
Lupo did buy his PC. He didn't build it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cheap, and I upgraded it myself.
Oh
So suck-
yeah, tell us about that. Tell us about that
I replaced the
revolutionary.
GPU.
Ooh,
I never
you
said it was
released.
revolutionary. I
you
never
released the
you hyped it
GPU.
up so much.
Oh, I released it.
Oh, shut
Oh,
up.
oh, oh.
Uh.
I took the screw out. I took the two power connectors and I yanked in a backwards motion. Then I reversed the process. I am a PC elite.
No,
I thought you were describing a sex act for.
Very
for
good,
someone.
Lipple.
no.
So Lip, your official Loop Hill. Somebody's typing right now. Why is Loop Heil? Why is Loophole
Big Heil.
such
I'm-
a? I'm gonna read this live.
Fine.
Faggot. Oh, great. You got me to
From
say
who?
it.
No,
Submitted
that
by Chad Warden.
shit. Fuck you, Chad Forden. Fuck you. No,
That's pretty good.
this is shit.
That's pretty good. I read it as it was getting typed. I enjoy that. That was probably
Live
Lewis.
slander.
It's probably
Garbage.
Weeaboois. So,
Probably.
all right. Let's see. So I also say it would be better to build it just because you know what's in it. You know, you get a better understanding, and you know you're more capable. It's
You
like,
know what you need out of a computer. Like you know what you're going to use it for. Therefore, it's better to do your own.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cheaper too, right?
Why does Fred buy
Yeah,
garbage at 3 a.m. submitted by Faggot? What's up with Faggot in the damn Google
What is-
Doc? Why does Fred buy garbage at 3 a.m.? Let me explain something to you, son of a bitch.
Oh,
all right?
Lord.
There are certain cravings that you have at 3 a.m. Sometimes you want to have some donuts and milk. I went to go get some donuts and milk a few days ago, and I ate them promptly on microphone because Nomad was talking that shit. So I fucking ate the shits real loud and proud. There's sometimes nothing better than having a midnight snack and
Garbage.
being able to satisfy the craving for what you actually want. Sometimes you have the midnight snack, and then you gotta, I'm gonna settle for something in the house. Fuck that shit. All right, fuck that. If you got a grocery store that's less than a mile away, all right, you can go get the shit. You get what you want, and you have it yourself. You're a fucking adult with the vehicle. Know what I mean? You get the shit. That's my slogan. Get the shit. Lipple over here will eat a fucking dog turd before he goes out and gets some shit. That's the thing.
Some high quality slander.
And
tonight.
Nomad over there, he just fucking, it's a bitch.
I'm
You're a
Australian.
bitch,
We have to
TBH.
fight animals for our food.
Why are you so bitch? All right.
All right.
Fuck you, Nomad.
We killed him.
Somebody.
Nomad, eat the shit. Yeah, it's worth that.
So, anyways, let's wind down. Let's get out of here. We got 2 endures to get done with. Are there any other topic in here? Oh, wow.
Yep,
There's always...
I have one.
Oh,
I think I should save it for the end.
Oh, yeah. There is one thing that we do got to talk about before. This will segue us into the Let's Endure. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an official contract that has been signed between Mr. Lipple and Mr. Fazfuck. Are both participants here right now?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, I am.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen,
Definitely.
I have a quick... I'm going to put this on screen just so that people can see this. There is a contract that has been signed and established. As we can see here, the 2 parties, Mr. Loophole 572, Mr. Freddy Fazfuck, agreed to a gentleman's wager. The premise is this. The Metacritic score for Ratchet & Clank 2016 on PS4 will be lower for the critics' aggregate score by 1 week after launch, being April 20th, 2016, 12 a.m. That'll be 420 Blaze It. Loophole says that the aggregate score for the critics on Metacritic will be lower than 70. Mr. Fazfuck says that it will be 70 or higher.
What's on the line
If Loophole wins,
with this wager?
if Loophole wins and it is lower than 70, Loophole, let us know what has to happen here.
I don't remember. You have the thing. Just
What
say
a
it.
piece of shit. I wanted you to say it.
Fazzy has to admit defeat.
Loophole has Fazzy admit that frame rate does not matter in a video game. That Ratchet
does
and Clank,
matter in a video game.
Sorry, that frame rate does matter. That Ratchet and Clank is a shitty game, and that he was incorrect for defending the game, which must be performed by Mr. Fazfuck on the following Thursday's podcast, in a recorded Skype call for which Loophole can play it back whenever he wants, and finally on a Sunday on that coming Sunday. If Fazfuck wins, and if the score is 70 or higher, Mr. Loophole will do those same acts, but only he will say, number one, that that he was wrong, that he and Mr. Flameclaw have a sexual relationship, and that the PC is not the master race to be performed in those aforementioned mediums. We then have a signature of the participants and a number of witnesses who were there for this illustrious contract signing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have this official document, signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm yours. Yep.
And this will take us into the Ratchet and Clank Let's Endure. Gentlemen, any parting thoughts, acknowledgments, concessions, statements, declaratives before we wrap for tonight?
Well, you see, I mean...
Flame. Loophole and Fezzy, please.
Well, you see, I mean, Loophole's gonna have a hard time admitting that he's wrong, but
No,
he'll do it.
It's gonna be proof. If
Nah.
I lose, I lose. If I win,
There's
I
a
win.
contract in play. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
So be a fair sport, Fez. Don't talk shit about your opponent.
All right, fine. I'm just gonna say that you're gonna be wrong on this. The game is going to be muy bueno, and you're not going to
Not at 30 FPS, and not at half the frame rate of all the other games that matter. Yeah.
That doesn't make If the gameplay is good, then it doesn't make a lick of difference.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
When the gameplay is stuck in 2002, I don't think it's gonna be that much better.
All right, you see, this is where I was gonna get with you. I believe I told you about the problems that are with the first Ratchet and Clank game, right?
You can't strafe.
Not
That's
just
it.
that. Not just that.
It's
my
you
good
can't
friend.
strafe.
No. It's more than that. The how often you collect the bolts, the amount of bolts that you pick up.
That's fine.
No, it is definitely not fine. The amount that you pick up much less than the bolts that you collect in the rest of the games. Now, it's just such a small amount compared to the ones in the later Ratchet and Clank games. In the later ones, you collect millions upon millions of bolts, whereas
That's why they're sequels and they improve upon the original game.
yeah, and you're saying that this game is not going to improve upon the original formula whatsoever.
Gameplay wise.
Nah, yes it is. Yes it is.
That's not gameplay.
Yes,
That's not regarding gameplay. No, it doesn't.
Not just the strafing, but there's also better weapon handling, much better aiming, much better movements. Hell, even the Clank gameplay is going to be refined and much better.
Clank gameplay always sucks for every game. It always sucks.
Nah, I would say A Crack in Time did it the best.
Whatever. Let me just tell you something.
All right,
I'm gonna win, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
we should get on with the Let's Endure.
You can keep dreaming.
We should get on with the Let's Endure.
All right. Yeah, you're wrong, and you know it.
I'm wrong that we should start the Let's Endure because we do.
No, you're wrong.
hold up,
In fact,
hold
the
up.
Ratchet and Clank is going to be a good one.
Nah.
Wait, hold up. You complain about Ratchet and Clank running at 30 frames, but you're not complaining about Uncharted 4 single player running at 30 frames?
I am. No, they should have a thing where if you want to play with 60 FPS, then you can.
Yeah, but you're mostly bitching about Ratchet and Clank doing that.
And the main reason why is because every single Ratchet and Clank game before the PS3 one, or before Into the Nexus, the last PS3 game, 60 FPS. All the Uncharted games before the HD collection, 30 FPS.
Cough, cough, all for one, and full frontal assault.
They sucked. They were horrible. They were shitty ass games.
I disagree. I liked All for One, and I played Full Frontal Assault competitively. So
Nah, you did. No one else did.
no, there were people that played that for a couple of years. So I don't want to hear shit coming out of your mouth because you don't know what you're talking about.
Let's start the Let's Endure.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for this 73rd edition of the SoKast. Let's wind down. Mr. Freddy Fast, fuck the particulars, please.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at TTSBB1, and you can find me on YouTube at Freddy Fastfuck, and you can find me on Twitch at TTSBB1, where I will be playing Ratchet and Clank Going Commando every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Mr. Toes.
You can find me at Twitter at AnimeArtist500. You can go to my YouTube channel, The Superior Artist 10,000 for animation videos. And that's that.
Mr. Bagel.
You can find me on your YouTube under Moogle Fantasy, which I just recently underwent a complete name change. And you can also find me on Twitter under Mog Fantasy. And you can find me on Twitch under Moogle Master 102.
The thunder from down under.
Yo! You can find me on Twitter at, it has to be the other way around, Fraulein Schaden, because somebody else who had really good taste as well took the name first. God damn it.
Mr. Ghost Dragon.
You
Died.
can find me
There he
on Twitter
is.
and YouTube at GhostDragon1182.
He had to swallow that mouthful of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Mr. Lipple.
Twitter, Facebook, Shimano, with that super official. Find me on YouTube, Twitter, Loophole572.
Mr. Kamasubu.
Find me on Twitter at Kamasubu. I'm not sure what game I'm going to be playing next. Might be playing Assassin's Creed Unity. Might be playing God of War. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
The badass Billy Gunn, Mr. Assman Jack Press.
Find me at Crow_Press, and get all your latest booty news.
The Booty Warrior, my friends. And of course,
Booty World Order.
And of course, yours truly, Mr. Fred. You can find me on Twitter at TIHYDP, the acronym for This Is How You Don't Prepare the title for this St. Patrick's Day Spectacular. You can also find me on YouTube. Just type in Fred Fox in the YouTube search bar. You'll find 2 channels, one of which has an animated avatar, one of which does not have an animated avatar. The non-animated avatar is my main channel, which had some shenanigans, which are being cleared up as we speak. The animated one is where I sometimes post shit if I fucking feel like it, or if people ask me to do it, then I'll do them a favor and upload some shit. Anyways, nothing really in the pipeline. Yeah. Anyways, you can also find us if you're live and you want to see this again for some reason, or if you came late and you want to see what happened before you showed up, or you want to see the archive for whatever other fucking reason. You can find us on YouTube, Sons of Kojima, where we are copyright strike free. Hey, how about that? Woo! You can also find us, if you're listening on YouTube, you can find us live every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on hitbox.tv/Sons of Kojima. Those are all of our particulars. We love you. Go fuck yourselves. Good night.
Good night.
See ya.
Fuck you, Head and Shoulders.
VR.
Bitch ass Nyaga.
What?